Right, we're back again. We've taken a short flight from the Wembley Arena to San Juan, Puerto Rico. Liam, we're here for the undercard of Liam Paro versus Richardson Hitchins. We'll see how we get on with this. No sleep for the UK Warriors, as always. When we get big fights, we've got Navarrete Valdez 2, Paro Hitchins plus undercards. We've got UFC action going on. We've got everything all over the place here, mate. But we'll give it a go as always.
Don't need sleep, mate. Do we just keep each other going and get through it? It's always class.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know a great deal about some of the fighters on this card, if I'm being completely honest, but
Mate,
I know Mark Castro, though.
Yeah, look, if I'm being really honest, it's for me this card on the main event. It's got Mark Castro, but when Eddie does these cards in Puerto Rico or Mexico, they're always bangers. So
Yeah, they do deliver, don't they?
Yeah.
You got guys fighting for a big payday down the line, stuff like that.
And look, Liam Paro at the top of the bill is the prime example of that. Look what he's done. Montana Love, Mateus, his big Aussie domestic fight, and now this. So yeah, if you want a fighter to look at to show what Eddie can do for you, this is it, isn't it?
100%.
Mark Castro making his way to the ring, doing his best cowboy impression by the looks of it with his outfit.
Love it.
Good fighter, Mark Castro, I think.
Yeah, he is actually. Me and Luke are having a good little chat actually. When you went off about because Jalil Hackett's just lost on the undercard.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I've seen it. It's come off my phone.
Yeah, like he's having an absolute nightmare, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. I mean, Hackett, difficult to see where he's going to go now. I mean, a couple of losses like that in a row can have a massive effect.
Like it just seems that any American prospect that Eddie touches, just seems to go. It's crazy.
What's the opposite of the Midas touch? Because that's what Eddie Hearn has with the Yanks prospects at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah. Now, big up Jam's boxing chat. Hope you're well, my friend. Thanks for tuning in. The plan is to do Jam. If you want to hop on, my friend, just say the word. You're more than welcome. Yeah, the plan's to do all the way through to the main event, mate. Absolutely. Hopefully the undercard's decent enough to come through. But yeah, more than welcome to pop on, Jams. Just let me know, my friend.
Yeah, look, I think at the end of the day, just going back to Mark Castro, Eddie said it himself after this fight. It's big fights only next year. He's stepping up. He's going for world honours, which is when Mark Castro's turned over, the hype was he was going to be moved quickly towards world honours. He's moved at a good pace, and I've been impressed with what I've seen. But if the next fight after this is a big one, then it's like, you gave it the big sell. You said he was going to do things quickly. Why are we still at this pace? You want to see after this one and make the next move up, don't you?
Oh, 100%, mate. Yeah, and I'm shocked myself, James. I didn't watch the fight because obviously Paul's and Bentley was on, but when I saw it on X, I was like, what? Jalil Hackett's lost. Oh, he's on your acca, mate. Oh, how's it going, mate? Absolute boxing. Big up, Jack. Hope you're well, my friend. Thanks for locking in, mate. Yeah, man. Everyone's not just us. Then Liam Jams is up, Jack's up. Hope you're well, lads, and looking forward to a good night of boxing, man.
Like we've been saying, it kicks off a huge month, doesn't it? After this, next week.
Oh yeah.
Okay, next weekend isn't the greatest, but you got Jaime Munguia as well, which could see him back out again, and then it's into Usyk and Fury, and then a new way on Christmas Eve. So we're sold right the way through, aren't we?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, exactly, Jams. Anyone that touches Eddie, especially stateside, it seems to be that. And like I was just chatting with Luca. I don't know if Luca's with us at the minute, but we're having a good chat when the Brad Pauls fight was on. Because Eddie's rebuttal and argument to everything is, well, we match our guys in 50-50s, so our guys will lose at some point. But Khalil Ko shouldn't have lost the other week. Jalil Hackett shouldn't have lost tonight. Rabezi Ramirez and Espinosa's on the Valdez card, mate. It's the chief support to Navarrete Valdez. That'll be a good fight. That's
not on Sky till 2 a.m. though, so you've got plenty of time for that, Jans.
It'll be on. Be on later. Me and Liam are probably gonna cover UFC after this, I would say. Just because there's a big pay-per-view on over there as well. So we're going to do all of the rest of this card, including the main event, Liam Paro and Hitchins, and then we're going to shift the attention to the UFC. Probably finish up proceedings at about 5:30 a.m. or something like that. Just back from war. Are you at the Tyrone McKenna fight? Were you, Jack? Brilliant, mate. Yeah, I heard it was Hagler Hearns-esque. Tyrone McKenna knocked out Dylan Moran in the second round. Fantastic, mate. Good stuff, Jack. Hope you enjoyed yourself, mate. Not a good one for the Southerners, mate. Obviously, Tyrone's from up north, so yeah, but I do like Tyrone McKenna. He's a nice lad. Jack was at the DQ versus Bateson. Might be on about the Pro Box card. Eddie trying to do multiple cards in the UK, US, Oz, Mexico, Puerto Rico now is silly. Too much, not focusing enough on the matchmaking plan for the fight. It's more about the shows. Agree with you, Luca? Yeah, 100%, mate. Luca is here. Good stuff. As Castro's underway, obviously now probably should have said that. Yeah, I'm with you, Luca. He said he's going to do like 5 Puerto Rico shows next year. I listened to his interview with IFL earlier or something. It's like, you know, I agree with you completely though, Luca. You bang on the money for me there, mate. It's, you know, Frank is, and I'm not just comparing Eddie to Frank because I know Frank doesn't have a big US presence, you know, but
doesn't at all really, does he?
He has no US presence. Should I say he doesn't have a big presence? He has no presence whatsoever.
Castro started strongly. Sorry, maybe get back to this, but Castro's on the front foot pushing his opponent against the rings.
What's your clock on, Liam? Around about 120?
125, 24,
yeah,
23.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Tyrone McKenna, what a guy, yeah. Love the big Tyrone McKenna, man. Second round stoppage, yeah. I saw the knockout, but everyone was telling me it was like a shootout for 2 rounds, which is great. Bates was a no contest versus Quartermain. Oh, that's the one we're just on about, Luke, on the other stream. Then the main event, Danny Quartermain. It was cuts, Jams. So you were saying, Liam, there's 3 10-rounders.
Yeah,
before the main event, isn't there?
Yes, mate. I'm just going to double check it now, but that's pretty sure it's 3 10-rounders. Yeah, 3
What are the other fights on this card? I actually haven't even.
So it's Henry LeBron and Chris Diaz-Velez at super feather, and then it's Yankel Rivera Figueroa and Angel Gonzalez at superfly. So it's
I'm not overly familiar with
a strong Latin America thing, shall we say? This card.
Yeah, it's Jack saying supporting McKenna. Yeah, how can you not love big Tyrone McKenna, man? What a guy. Yeah, it was a shame, Jams, for the GBM card. Yeah, I did. Luca, I didn't watch the whole video, but I saw the snippets of it. Yeah. You know that IBA night in Dubai? Like, you got, like, Terence Crawford's there. Like, all these big, you know, how much are these guys getting paid? Frotch wouldn't have gone over for not much money either. You know, Chisora, Frotch, Khan, Crawford. You know, there's all Bivol was there. They're all there, man.
It's exactly the same as when you get all the superstars at the Riyadh season events. You know full well, especially those that have got fights coming up. They're going over there because they're getting a bit of cash as opposed to wanting. I'm sure they want to see the fights, but there's a financial incentive, shall we say?
Oh, it's crazy. Sorry, Liam. 2 seconds, mate.
Yeah, all good. So just into the second round now of Castro and Quinto. Good first round from Mark Castro. Looks like he's going to try and force the pace. As I was saying to Sam earlier, Eddie Hearns already said he wants him to step up towards world honours in 2025, and that's the lick they were looking at moving out when he turned over, wasn't it? He was a prospect, but he was an exciting prospect that they wanted to move on. Yeah, guys, get involved in the chat. Anyone that's coming across us, make sure you give the channel a follow. Massively helps Sam out and the content that him and myself helps push out on a weekly basis. We enjoy interactions with everyone. If you are scoring this fight, let us know in the comments how you're scoring it. Anyone else planning on staying up? Oh, they were low from Castro there, sorry. Anyone else planning on staying up all the way through tonight, or people going to dip in and out? Let us know what you're doing. Oh, good overhand left there from Castro, just slightly not landing where he would have wanted it to, but Mark Castro's punch variation and volume of work has always impressed me, so it's definitely impressive tonight. Absolute boxing opinions on Bentley. I don't think he's improved enough for world honours. It's difficult to say with Denzel Bentley. I mean, again, that was a performance tonight. He started really sharp. He started really fast. Pauls came back into the fight. All credit for Pauls, but to say he's not ready for world honours is difficult because for me, I put him at the top of the domestic middleweight three. He beat Nathan Heaney in a rematch. He beat Conway for me if they looked at bringing the Commonwealth titles together, the British and European. If that WBO belt becomes vacant with Janabek moving up to 168 like we all expect, Denzel Bentley is the number one. He should get, a shot at going for that title for me, mate. I've always liked Denzel Bentley. He's a good enough fighter. I think the better the opponent, the better version of him we'll see. Think about his performance against Janabek. He was taken over there as cannon fodder, and he ended up winning and he ended up an 8-4, 7-5 kind of fight, wasn't it? So better opponent, the better we'll see from Denzel Bentley, and I believe if he gets the shot at world honours, he'll grab it with both hands this time around. As Castro comes towards the end of the second round, Castro just more of the same, big concussive punches being looked to land. Do you worry about the lack of head movement we see from Castro, though? Does go back in straight lines. Wouldn't at all surprise me if he gets clipped at some point.
Mute myself. There we go. Right, what have I missed?
Another good round from Castro, just hitting his opponent against the ropes. He's winging. The one thing I did just say, not a lot of head movement. He goes back in a straight line. So if he is going to get caught, then I've just seen Luca's comment. Can't tell me Carl didn't look clinically enhanced. Couldn't possibly comment, Luca. Not a clue what you mean.
Did you get some interviews, did you, Jack? Good work, mate. If you did, let us know what kind of footage you got from the night tonight. I was doing the Chavez Pulev fight, to be honest. Pulev looked good for 43 years old. I watched a bit of it. It looked pretty slow from what I saw. Jams, but yeah, I predicted Pulev to get it done, to be fair. But, combined age of 83, fair play to him. Muscle Brown's back. Good man, Muscle Brown. Hope you're well. Rivera Gonzalez next. Liam, I don't know too much about both of them, to be honest with you, so I couldn't form a massive opinion. I wouldn't want to ill-advise anything.
I'll be honest. I'll take any education on that fight I can get. For me, it's not two fights. Just going back on some what do you think if they are going to push Atalma towards that belt? Atalma just steamrolls Pulev, doesn't he? I've just answered this about Bentley, mate. So be interested to get your opinion on it as well.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, literally. Jack's question here about Bentley. What do you think, mate? Because I just gave my opinion on it while you were.
Yeah, I don't think he's at world level. I think Luca made a good point on the last stream we were on. He said you got Bentley, Heaney, and Tyler Denny, or Troy Deeney, as he called him. Right, I need to just shoot for 2 seconds.
Yeah, you're good, mate. Sam will be back in a minute. He's just off to earn himself a few brownie points quickly, but it is an interesting one. I mean, look, Denzel Bentley doesn't look like he's going to set the world alight, but I just think he's another one of those fighters that bigger the opportunity, the bigger stage he's going to deliver. He knew he couldn't afford to mess up tonight, so he maximised the opportunity. Okay, maybe you would have wanted a more clinical job, but sometimes you've just got to win a fight, haven't you? It doesn't always need to be a highlight reel moment, and he's definitely got that done. I've always on my tape, on my parlay. Hope he wins. It should be a good fight, mate. Again, the fighters I've seen before, but I wouldn't want to be giving any betting advice on them if it's not. For example, we were all over the UK card that you saw us on earlier, Muscle Brown. We were happy to give opinions on that, but yeah, the fighters we're not 100% on. We'll just be honest rather than potentially getting anyone in any betting trouble, always gamble responsibly. Because again, round 3 is more of the same from Castro. Just seems physically bigger than Quintana in there. Looks like he's bullying him around. So if he can get a stoppage, I'd imagine that would be the aim for Castro. If he can avoid going 10 rounds here, I'd be relatively happy. Good that you got some interviews, Jack, and I've heard that arena is a good arena to go in for boxing. Hopefully be good, especially pro box and Conlon while they're building themselves up. Hopefully we'll get some more cards there in the near future. So Brown, how about Richard Torres? That's another card. I fancy Torres in that, mate. I think Torres just has a few more levels to go through, a few more gears, and he can be lazy in fights sometimes. He doesn't always want to show his levels. He'd rather coast if he can, but hopefully tonight, I believe he's co-main on that card or quite high up on that card. He's going to look to make a statement, mate. How do you see it now? As we come towards the end of round 3 here, Castro ducking out of the way of punches. Head movement is better than it was in round 2. Both men in the middle of the ring trying to trade bombs, but Castro is just that little bit sharper. He's able to get himself out of the way for me. But fair play to Quintez. He's not taking a backward step. He's here for a fight. He's not going to just roll over, so to speak. Anyone scoring the fight, let me know your scorecards. I have given all 3 rounds to Castro so far, but that last round was definitely the closest one we've seen in the fight so far.
Rivera on Muscle Brown's parlay. Yeah, we're chatting about that earlier. I know we had Sean Noakes as part of that as well.
I've just gone through all of these, mate.
And you have, good man. The scene that was a great spot. Good footage and a knockdown from McKenna. Got a few interviews with Sally, not with the big man. Look, mate, that's good stuff. Richard Torres versus Munoz on the Navarrete card. Yeah, I'm familiar with Torres, actually. Muscle Brown, I am. Obviously, he got completely bingoed by, what's his face, the Uzbek at the Olympics. What's his name?
Said, mate, I can't think. I did say
that
Torres.
Jalolov,
yeah. I did say, though, with Torres, he looks like he always tries to coast through fights. He's always got more gears to him, doesn't he? He needs to actually start showing them how he can't coast and cruise through fights.
Yeah, he's not talked about in the heavyweight division because he's not in the Riyadh season things.
But come on, Adric Caballero wasn't being talked about at heavyweight this time last year, and look what he's done with his 2 rare season.
That's right. Oh, what happened there?
Looked like he just stumbled.
Yeah, just a little slip. I think Torres will win that fight. Muscle Brown, yeah, definitely. He does, Jack. Yeah, I agree with that. Tyrone McKenna going to carry on. Yeah, mate. If I know Tyrone McKenna, Luca, he isn't going to retire on a 2nd round knockout win. No chance.
Luca, he won, so he's going to carry on. If he lost, he would have already retired. So we know what McKenna does. But yeah, Jack, you're right on Torres, and this is unfortunately where top-ranked fighters are getting left behind. Look at what happened to Makhmudov. Was carefully moved through 15 fights, and now he's being exposed twice, including one of them on a Riyadh season card. So Torres could be in danger if that happens to him as well, if he's not moved at a certain look. I'd like to see him pushed on in 2025, but you've got to question whether top rank's right for it.
Yeah.
Good to have you with us, Dave. Rope-a-dope Boxing Podcast in the house, mate.
Rope-a-dope Dave's with us. Hope you're well. Dave, top man, go and subscribe and check out the Rope-a-dope Boxing Podcast with Dave and Dave. Great pod and great guys. Evening, boys. We'll stop with you until the main event. Have I missed you celebrating the new heavyweight champion of the world? I didn't watch most of it, mate, to be honest with you, just because it was in the midst of Bentley and Paul's. But yeah, look, it looked in slow-mo to me. But Jams has said it was good, and so have you, and I trust both of your opinions. You're both knowledgeable guys, so maybe I'll need to rewatch it back.
I'm exactly the same, Dave. I'm going to go back and watch it probably in the morning because me and Sam are going to cover this. We're going to look at Catherine Navarrete Valdez, and obviously UFC 310 as well. So that'll be one to watch in the morning. But if Moses Atam is being manoeuvred down that route, I think there's trouble for Pulev. Pulev looks gone against any decent level heavyweight against Joshua back in 2020. So a 19, 20-year-old
He's
Moses.
43. He's 43, man.
I do dread to think what a 19-year-old Moses would do to Kubrat if he gets hold of him next year. But I'd rather Kubrat than Manuel Char. I will say that Manuel Char was just, that would be a bit more uncomfortable for me. At least Pula seems to have something left.
Just having a look where we're at on the Oscar Valdez Navarrete 2 card.
Not even on TV, I don't think that.
Well, Santillan's just fought. I can't even work out how far. If anyone's got eyes on there.
It's another hour till it's on TV over here in the UK, mate. So I'd say we're not even close to anything decent yet.
Yeah.
Well,
the running order is just not obvious, though, unfortunately. Yeah, I agree with you, Luca. From what I saw, Charles was horrendous.
Manuel Char being in that ring, if we're being really, really honest, but his WBA regular belt is a farce in itself, never mind the fact that fight took place, if you know what I mean. Fair play. Look, fair play to Pulev. He's going to get himself another big payday. He's fully deserved. He's been a fantastic servant to boxing. But the WBA should, be careful what they do.
They need to take a long, hard look at themselves. Hustle Brown said, Paro, Hitchins, Espinosa, Ramirez, Navarrete, Valdez, 50-50 fights, but I favour Paro, Espinosa, and Navarrete. But we'll see how it unfolds. I am with you on every result there. I've picked Paro, Espinosa, and Navarrete. I've picked Espinosa decision. I've picked Navarrete decision. I've picked Paro late stoppage. They're my official predictions for the 3 fights. But the over, I know what you mean. It makes sense on every one of them. Muscle Brown for sure.
Muscle Brown, I picked exactly the same, mate. So it's the full house in agreement here.
I think Navarrete's a bit of a favourite over Valdez, and I think Espinosa's a bit of a favourite over Rabezi Ramirez. But I think Paro Hitchins is a proper 50-50. I think that's very.
Sorry, mate, go on.
Go on. No, I just think it's a proper 50-50 Navarrete. Paro against Hitchins. I think that's the closest fight of the 3.
Yeah, I agree. I think for me with Navarrete, it comes down to he's had a loss and a draw since he last fought Valdez. Has that taken anything out of him? Or we start to see a decline? Like if he's not as sharp as he has been in previous years, then Valdez will pick him off tonight. But if we've got a flowing, peak condition Navarrete, then it will be another great fight, which I think will come through.
Yeah, 100%.
Was the weight moving up in weights and then move back down? What's that going to take out of them as well? That's something else that I think a few people are overlooking in this fight.
For sure. I haven't been watching too much of this Castro fight, if I'm being completely honest.
Castro is having his way. He's having to answer a few shots, but he's in control, mate. He could probably go for a stoppage if he wanted to, but it looks like he might be happy to bank the rounds as well.
Yeah, they are for sure. Muscle Brown definitely. David Roper said Combs was saying Charles had 2 hip replacements, been shot at twice, so you can't get rid of the guy. Absolutely. I know. This is a great comment, Dave. 6'1", 126 pounds.
It makes a mockery of anything that I've ever seen. How he does it. But look, he always does it, and he never looks too bad on the scales, does he?
It's wild. It is wild. I tell you what's even funny, and like I said on the podcast in the week, Dave, Nick Ball's 5'2", 5'3". He'd be about a foot shorter than Espinosa if they ever fought, which would be hilarious.
I'd love to see Nick Ball and how Nick Ball would approach that fight. Is he going to come in with a little step ladder to get punches off, or just body work all night? Exclusively body work, wouldn't it? It would be an interesting.
That's a big body to be wailing away on.
But yeah, look, Espinosa's end goal is probably 3-4 weight classes above featherweight, if we're being honest, with the frame and size he has. So interested to see what he does. If he can keep turning in performances and keep delivering, then at some point he's going to move towards lightweight divisions for sexy fights, doesn't he, Sam? He's not going to probably kill himself down at featherweight forever. yeah, to be honest, in this fight, anyone in the comments tell me if I'm calling this wildly. Castro's in complete control. It's up to him what he does in there. His only danger is Quintana is winging him hooks. So if he does get complacent, he could end up getting caught cold. But he's in control, Castro. It's another Castro performance. He's a bully when he wants to be, and he's doing that again. Trying to make sure I keep doing a scorecard. So I've got something to look back on. Yeah, I think this could be a decision-heavy card leading into the main event.
Yeah, I think so as well.
We're in round 6 now. Yeah, like I say, Castro probably could go for a stoppage, but I think he wants the rounds. If he's going to move up to 12 next year, I think he's happy to take the round, isn't he?
Yeah, Muscle Brown's got some sneaky info that Ian Gary's going to pull off the upset at UFC 310. Can't wait for Shavkat against Gary. That's going to be a good one. We'll be live for that. Don't worry about that.
Listen, I'd love Ian Gary to do it tonight, but I just think Shavkat gets through everyone at 170 in the USC. Ian Gary's just in his way tonight. That's the way it's going to go. He'll be pissed off if he's lost his title short. Shavkat. This isn't even through the interim title, is it? It's just the 5-round co-main. So Ian Gary is going to be bearing the brunt of angry Shavkat recognized this evening.
Yeah. Chris Mannix got this close. Ball after Rebezi for Espinoza. Sam Ball. Yeah, he did. You're right. Actually, he did really well in the second half of that fight against Ray Vargas. Dave, you're right.
You got to think in the Vargas fight, it took him 5 rounds to find his range, and once he found his range, he couldn't stop. You wouldn't expect that to happen again against Espinoza because he's already been in there with someone that tall, so he knows what he needs to do. He knows the dangers to look out for. So, look, I wouldn't write Nick Ball off against anyone. He's an absolute machine. He's one of the best fighters we've got in Britain at the moment.
Yeah,
so
completely agree.
He's always in stand up and deliver fights, so I fully expect it to be the same against Espinoza.
Yeah.
But,
that's a good unification. I like the both deserving of unifications, to be honest.
Look, Nick Ball's already stated he wants to move up to super feather. He doesn't want to stay at feather forever, so he's going to. Turkey's there to make the money, to do the unifications, take them next year, and then let's push on in 26 up to super feather. Why not? He's still young enough, Nick Ball.
I do worry about Ball if he goes up to super feather, to be honest.
In terms of size or power?
Both. I don't think he's very powerful at featherweight, to be honest with you, and he's just so small. I don't know. You look at Sugar Nunes and Anthony Kakachi and Richardson Hitchins and, even Roach, who's fighting Tank, who's been at super feather for a while. Even Lee Wood. I don't know what's happened to Lee Wood, but he's moving up to super feather. They're big guys, man. A lot of them punch really hard. I don't know. I think Nick's better off staying at 126 personally. But again, Chris Mann's fucked to dead.
I wanted to say that, Luca, but I'm trying to make sure we stay on the stream all night. But I think with Nick Ball, though, if he carries on doing what he's doing at 126, he's going to want to move on for the challenge. He's going to get offered the challenge. And I worry more about his height than his power. I do think he has underrated power, and his power that accumulates over a fight. Look at what he done against Ronnie Rios. That was an accumulation from the second round to the 10th round. I'm sure you know it's the 10th round stoppage time. That carried him throughout the fight.
Yeah, look, you've either got it or you haven't.
All right, mate, pipe down. I think Ball's power will do him well, and I think if people underestimate him off of his size when he moves up in weight, then that just plays into his hands even more. Nick Ball, look, he's got some work to do still at 126, but if and when he decides to move up, I wouldn't be as adverse to it as I think you might be, mate.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Luca, I just don't like the move up for him. But again, who am I to doubt him?
Thank mate, appreciate it. You can help me out later if Mannix carries on delivering crap scorecards.
Uh,
Chris Mannix is just one of those. He seems to get into everything the zone does. He does wrestling and stuff as well.
he does. Liam will know that, Dave. You'll know.
300, I've heard from a mate that is working at the
Silly
O2 now.
money, though. It is. It's silly money.
The issue is with the UFC. So best way I can explain it in boxing terms, Dave. Imagine instead of all the arenas in London that gets used for boxing, the O2 arena gets 2 fight nights a year. That's all you get in London for boxing, and everything else is in Manchester or Wales and stuff. Dana and the UFC know that they can capitalise because it doesn't matter what they make the tickets, the UK fight fans are going to buy them because the product is so rare to see over here on a normal time. And when it's the fight night card as well, they won't do any of that stupid 4 a.m. crap. It will start at 5 p.m. The main event will be about 10. So, look, it is stupid. It outprices people like me and Sam. You would absolutely love to go along to it. But it sells out time and time again. The O2 has been sold out. It was sold out 3 years in a row before COVID. And it's been sold out the 4 times since COVID. So, look, if people stop buying the tickets, I'm sure Dana would look at the ticket prices. But as long as it sells out, he's going to keep doing it, isn't he?
Yeah, 100%.
I don't know about you, mate. I'd love to go, but 300 quid, and that's to be in the top tier of the O2 as well. That's not even to be anywhere decent.
Yeah, you're in the nosebleeds as well.
Yeah, and as good an arena as the O2 is, you don't want to be flipping sitting in your own scared of the top tier.
Yeah, and like I completely agree with what you said as well. It's about the product for the UFC. They don't even have to put on good cards because when the UFC is in town, people buy tickets. It's as simple as that. And that's a huge monopoly that Dana White's got there. Like, and granted, they do put on good cards a lot of the time. It has to be said, but
Oh yeah, mate, they put on good cards, which is why they get away with it. But it's like between Matchroom, Queensbury, Boxer, Stowland Bros, or Wasserman only doing 2 cards in London a year. That's the equivalent of it in boxing terms, isn't it? Like it's just they could sell the O2 out 4 or 5 times over every single year. That's the reality. The queue for tickets is stupid. They resale at almost 3 or 4 times face value. So yes, it's the monopoly that Dana and Hunter and the organisation have, which is their prerogative, but make it more affordable for the UK fans. That's what I'd love. Tickets go on sale on this before my birthday. If they were more affordable, I'd go for it. If they say tickets are like 150, I'd probably consider. It's still a lot of money, but to go and see the UFC live, I'd probably consider it. Like I'd love to go see the UFC live, but yeah. And then you look at going over to America. If T-Mobile, mate, for tonight, tickets were, I think the cheapest for tonight was $450, which is about £218 or something like that. Even in America, they're doing stupid prices.
it's mental, isn't it?
But the product comes, as we know, mate, as we say every time we watch an event, the product constantly sells out, doesn't it? Think of the last time
they built over 20, 25 years or whatever it is. It's insane.
You don't see a UFC event, Dave, mate, half full ever. Even from like 3rd or 4th fight on the prelims, the arena's full. It's full early and it stays full all night, doesn't it, mate? But that's also helped by the pacing and the broadcasting and the production. It all helps and adds to the products, which is where boxing is lacking.
Right.
But yeah, the dream one day is to go to a UFC event, but needs to do something about the ticket prices to make it happen. Have you ever been UFC, son?
I haven't, mate. No, I haven't.
I'd love to, but yeah.
Yeah.
I got offered a ticket for Aspinall Volkov. I was like, how much? 480 quid. It's like, not a chance. You're not even. Nah, it's not even. I don't even need to go and ask the missus.
It is. It's ridiculous. Not a chance. It's ridiculous when you think about it. Oh, these guys are winging punches. It's a good fight, actually.
Yeah, look, like I'm saying again, Castro's head movement is limited. And it worries me when he steps up against better known names than what he's in with tonight.
Oh, nice left hook there. Castro's been asked a few questions here, though, mate.
Yeah, he is, mate, but he's comfortable when he's being asked questions of his own making. He's choosing to leave himself in the pocket and leave himself open.
Sorry, mate. A beautiful uppercut by Quintana there off the ropes.
No, you're all good, mate. So, just going back to the ticket price thing. Looks at the Magnificent Seven cards tonight. I think all knockdown. Castro's got no knockdown. Sorry, rest all.
Oh, it clocked him though.
Yeah, Castro instead's getting a warning for putting the head down.
PFL should do more UK fans. Yeah, I think so, Luke. That's a fair point. They do a lot in like Newcastle and stuff, the PFL, but they need to do more in like London and Manchester and stuff.
Look, Newcastle was great, and you always get fans out in Newcastle for anything. But yeah, you're right, mate. Do more down south. I go along to PFL. I'm sure you're the same. I enjoy watching the PFL. I go along to it, but the product's not as accessible to us as it should.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Max is with us. Who's winning? Paro and Hitchins isn't on yet, if you're wondering about that one. But Mark Castro's winning this one, but it's close enough through 8 rounds.
He's just absolutely nailed Quintana there, Castro, with a huge right hand.
Liam, what's happening with the TNT contract with the UFC? Doesn't that run out soon, like Queensbury?
I think it's 2026 for UFC.
Do you know what? The UFC and TNT, the contract wasn't there. A company called 11 Sports got it, and then it fell through at the 11th hour. No pun intended.
TNT, I think they've got a contract till 2026. If Dana carries on doing what he's doing, it looks like it's going to be a whole UFC standalone production by then. So it'll be another app similar to the Zone by the looks of it. Is the rumor, isn't it?
Yeah, the Zone will be after the UFC when that comes to negotiation.
Also done, what was I going to say? Dana's spoken about doing his own app similar to the Zone for the UFC, so it wouldn't surprise me if come 2026, because ESPN runs till 2026 as well in America. So it'd be the perfect time to move over. So look, Dana's happy with TNT. He always gives Adam and Nick and the boys interviews, doesn't he? So I think it's a good relationship. And Sky don't have any interest in it. Premier Sports wouldn't want to touch it. So
I couldn't imagine that.
It's in pretty safe hands for TNT. And, they present the products well. Their fight week preview shows and everything they do around events is fantastic. So they're in a strong position. I'm not sure if you disagree with me at all, mate.
No. I think that's fair. Yeah, Savannah Marshall did the PFL shows. Luke, you're right. Yeah, Max saying Sky haven't realised that the Castro fight's going on yet. Okay, that's what you're asking about then. No, he'll get the decision. I think Max.
He's 7-2-8-1 up to me. He's been asked questions, but he's winning the rounds.
Chris Mannix has got it a draw.
Luca, feel free to help me out with him. Castro looks tired here. I thought that in the last round, the pop's gone from his punches. He's low and a bit heavy.
Is Castro signed to Matchroom?
Yeah.
God, they couldn't have another one, could they?
Unless he gets stopped, he's done enough on the cards.
Yeah, he's
in my semi-educated, I won't big my ego out too much opinion. I mean, Chris Mannix only has Castro 1 round up. Great guy, Chris Mannix. Always love his scruffy blazer and shirt that hasn't been ironed combo. Always looks the part. Honestly. I need some more caffeine after this fight, so The ref is missing a hell of a lot of low blows from both fighters. I mean, Castro's landed 2 more since I've just started that, mate. I'm not sure if you've noticed it. Both guys are getting away with murder with low blows.
Chris Mannix ruined Riyadh LA for me. It was painful. Yeah, I know what you mean.
I mean, at least
hard to watch. That was the Riyadh season LA. Oh, that's a good shot.
That's before we were doing the watch-alongs. Me and you were texting each other, weren't we, to make sure we were both awake during it.
Yes, I remember it well. I know, yes. I think we weren't doing watch-alongs actually at that point. You're right. Just
As Turkey
before.
was, as Turkey was giving a car out to someone sitting in the middle tier of the arena.
Yes, yes. Brilliant.
+4 in the morning.
Yeah, look at that. Nick P, Dave Colwell, Sonny, and Adam Smith on a GBM card. That's
Adam Smith ending up on the zone with Queensbury coming over next year would not surprise me.
it's interesting, but it makes sense, doesn't it? It really does.
Because he's still got, he's still got a good relationship with Eddie as well, but I can see him coming on as the Queensbury. We don't know how they're going to do the production, but if they're going to do a set Queensbury team, it wouldn't surprise me to see Adam Smith involved in that. The Mike Costello experiment with moving him over from radio hasn't worked. As much as I love Costello's voice and he's synonymous for some massive nights, they're all radio rather than boxing, and I think that's shown by the fact they used Todd Grisham instead of him on some of the Saudi cards where there's more British interest than American, if that makes sense. Yes, it's an interesting one. Look, Dave Caldwell, fantastic trainer. We're going to get him on the channel for an interview soon. We've had him, we've spoken to him. We just need to fix him to a date, don't we, Dave?
Hopefully, that'd be a good one.
I spoke to him again last week, mate. He's still keen. We just need to get something sorted at some point. Whether we do it this side of Christmas or not. Sonny Edwards, that we all love Sonny. He's not going to hold back on his opinion. And me and Sam are long-term fighter cycles. I've always liked him and Adam's work, so we like Nick as well, don't we, mate?
Yeah, Nick's good, definitely. We're looking at Queensbury unification next year if Hamza and Denzel come through. Yeah, they could potentially. If Denzel's not going to beat Janibek though, so he'd need to win a vacant belt if he was going to win one, in my opinion. He's freelance for now, isn't he? But
which is why I can see him moving over with Queensbury, mate.
I think he's got equity in GBM for what that's worth. Yeah, he most certainly has, Luca. No doubt about that.
I'm pretty sure Izzy's selling that online for anyone to get equity, mate. So I think he's just looking to get people in. No disrespect to Izzy, but I think it's relatively easy to get involved with GBM. In terms of that one on Bentley and Shiraz, I don't know if Frank will do it. I think he might look to bring as many of those belts together between those two as possible if he can before making a unification. He's Turkey's, alongside Spencer Brown, he's Turkey's right-hand man, isn't he? So what he wants goes. I'm sure they can massage that to move it away. But we'll see. Like Sam's just said, Bentley would lose the Janibek again. I don't know if Janibek will fight at 160 again, based off of how tight he's been at the weight. Surprised he went back to that fight in Australia. I know we had a bit of back and forth between the three of us about it as well. So we'll see what happens next year. It's, how long is Hamza Shearer's going to stay at 164 as well before he wants to move up to 168 and look to mix it up there as well. So it's possible, but also Hamza Shearer and Denzel Bentley, I don't know how well it will sell. As good as both fighters are, as exciting as they are, I couldn't see it being as a main event anywhere. Don't know about you, Dave. Couldn't see it being as a main event. Into the 10th round here, Quintana has capitalised on what's become a sloppy Mark Castro, shall we say. Frank Warren and Al Heyman comparisons may have flipping out. Yeah, he's still keep all the belts in house. I honestly don't know what's going to happen. Denzel Bentley winning a world title is dependent on Janibek moving up. For me, that's the only way Denzel wins it. He doesn't beat Janibek. Hamza, I reckon, wants to pick up one or two belts and then move up to 168. So, listen, an in-house fight's an in-house fight's a make, isn't it? So, if it's there, I'm sure it'll be made. Stick Lev Sahney. Lev Sahney is literally the Queensbury mouthpiece, isn't he? Whatever Frank wants him to say, he pumps out on the socials or he says that on a microphone. How the man has ended up running some of the Riyadh season press conferences is beyond me. But company men are company men. Everyone makes a living out of it, don't they? But Dev can be particularly suffocating. I think within 10 seconds of the Okoli KO tonight, he was talking about Okoli having heavyweight power. So, if that doesn't tell you what a company man he is, I don't know what will. So you think Shiraz comes through against Carlos Adames then, Dave? I mean, for me, I think he does as well. I think he's just too good, too slick. He's, has the potential to stop Adames, but if not, he'll definitely get it done on points for me. I'm not sure if you're similar with it. As we come to the end of that 10th round, you got to give Quintana his credit. He came back into the fight very well down the back ends, but Mark Castro had enough credit in the bank for me for the first part of the fight. Scored it 96-94, so Castro for what it's worth, but Quintana definitely shown his worth tonight and possibly wasn't the 10 rounds Eddie Hearn had in mind for another of his Latino prospects as they look to push towards World Honours in 2025. Oscar's Oscar at the end of the day, isn't he? He works to his own music, he sings to his own tune, he's got an issue with Eddie to do how Eddie's coming to the American market. He doesn't seem to want to give Eddie the time of day, doesn't seem to respect him. Fallout over Canelo's, you can just tell how Buttsore and Oscar still is over losing Canelo, especially to Eddie. So yeah, look, Oscar sings to his own tune. Yeah, he does what he wants, but if he isn't going to put up with this 5v5 against Eddie next year, then he's kind of running out of things to be able to say because Eddie's given him the opportunity. Eddie's told him the fights he's happy to make for it. He's even said he's happy to, put himself in against the pound for pound great in Oscar. So Oscar needs to focus on the fights he's got with Queensbury. Ryan Garcia to clearing his name. They've lost Jaime Munguia, stuff like that. That's what the aim for Oscar needs to be. How Barnard Hopkins puts up with him, I don't know. How that working relationship works has always been a myth to me, to be honest. Yeah, sure. Yeah, Ham's a special talent. Seeing him live and up close at Wembley on the Riyadh season card, he's just spiteful. Spiteful. So we wait for the scorecards here. Anyone with sound on for this? Obviously, we're not allowed it on the stream. Do let me know what these scorecards are read out as. Be interesting to see how close it is, as Castro did open himself up to more punishment as the fight went on. All good, mate?
Oh, but mate, just couldn't figure out the concept of unmuting myself.
What do you like this comment from Dave about Austin's flapjack with about Eddie and Sky Nicholson? Any ideas? Dave's comment here.
Thoughts on that's good flapjack. I don't know, but I saw he stopped the clapback Thursdays though. I'd imagine my 2 pence on it would be Turkey has said everyone needs to start getting on if we're going to make the Riyadh season events. That's my thoughts on it.
How long do you give Oscar though? Oscar's Oscar. He does what he wants.
Oscar will listen if Turkey's paying. Simple as that. They're all mercenaries to the money. And why wouldn't you be? At the end of the day,
I think this is going to end up being pretty close.
Castro should get it.
Just about. I mean, he's lost the last 3, definitely, for me.
What was the question, Dave? Sorry.
Castro's lost. Quinteros has beat Castro.
Oh my God, are you joking?
Hold on, let me mute my sound to try and work this out.
Yeah. Draw.
Quintana by split decision. See if I can find the score first.
Oh my God, is that another matchroom prospect in the bin?
That's Eddie Hearn having another mess up.
What an absolute nightmare it's turning out to be.
What were the scorecards?
Go on, Luca, let me know.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Luca as well. Let's have a look.
That's a massive upset, that.
That's huge. That is absolutely huge. Another matchroom overseas prospect that's fallen short, should we say, this year. I mean,
That's
he's the way.
Hackett and Mark Castro beat tonight now.
I mean, at least then he's got both fighters in the main event, so he doesn't really lose there, does he?
Yeah, only one of them can lose and one can win. Don King, innit?
Sky. Sorry, that makes sense now. We're doing Sky Stations Master.
Nah, no comment.
It happens. It happens. That's all I'm going to say.
I do believe that a certain figure has intervened there, though, and said, no more, no mass.
No master, hanky panky. Anyway, we'll move on from that.
Because conveniently, Clapback Thursdays was cancelled this week.
Can't think why. The fact that Sky Nicholson was tweeted about by the Matchroom account on the night that Katie Taylor beat Serrano the second time, I mean, you do the maths behind that one, but
Mark, like, what's Mark Castro's background? Like,
I'm gonna get it up now.
Because he didn't look great there.
Right, so Castro before tonight was 13-0 with 8 KOs as a pro. As an amateur, he was 51-2. So he was
Huge upset, really.
So he's got amateur wins over Ray Ford twice, Keyshawn Davis once, Keyshawn Davis twice, sorry. He's got some good names on his amateur record, so he had a pretty decent amateur career, and both guys he lost to, he avenged the losses. So what are your thoughts on it then, Dave? Seeing as you asked me and Sam, if we're giving diplomatic answers, what are your thoughts on the Eddie and Sky rooms whilst we're filling time before this next fight? If you're with us, guys, and you're not already following the channel, please give it a follow. Sam's pumping out content on a weekly basis, which I'm enjoying being a part of, but all support helps. Over the 800 subscribers now, mate?
817 we're up to
now,
so closing in on
940 end of the year. Yeah, let's go for 900 for the end of the year, mate.
Yeah, that would be nice, mate. That would be nice. We're moving at a good pace. We've got the podcast No Punches Pulled on Tuesdays, prediction shows, watch-alongs, anything else that comes in between.
If something happens in Fire Sports, we'll get Jay to pull over in a lay-by. We'll get on the screen and we'll have a chat. That's normally how it works for us three, isn't it?
Yeah, no need to overcomplicate things.
Hashtag Jay's car park tours. We need to get that trend in next year.
Yeah, as long as there's 4G, we're there.
It's only a matter of time before he gets lost in the car park one of these nights, isn't it? Could be in there doing a live with us and just
yeah,
on the side of the M6 or something.
Oh yeah.
You can just imagine. All good. moving along with this card, and I see as me and Sam said earlier, other than Mark Castro and obviously the two boys in the main event, we're not overly au fait with the fighters on this card. But look, we've had two upsets already on this card tonight. They always seem to deliver something special. So we'll see what's to come. Yeah, to be fair, that was enough, wasn't it? You don't need to really say any more once you saw that photo. But yeah, Oscar's climax has been great fun, mate. He's used it as his way to get things off his chest about what's going on with different promoters, and even Dana White's been in his crossovers around a UFC note share event. So, but Sam said it right himself. They've all got to play ball for Turkey, otherwise Turkey will get rid of them. And Oscar can't stand. Oscar can't stand being in the limelight. So.
He's not going to take any stuff going on, 100%. But so we've got two more fights to go before Paro and Hitchins.
Yeah,
all right.
2 more fights. Yep. It's killed Oscar being on the outside of Riyadh's season for as long as he was, so he's definitely going to keep himself on the right side of it now, isn't
he? Yeah. God, I hope we don't get 3 10-rounders. I have to be honest.
I don't know if I'll do it. As we're back in the studio with Chris Mannix wearing brown trainers with a blue suit. Jesus Christ. You're not helping me, big idiot. So just us two tonight. Is Jay going to join us again?
Jay did say he's going to try for the Paro Hitchins.
Sweet.
To be fair, on the last stream, I think he's got an alarm. So we'll see.
Doesn't mean anything. That alarm. We've had him sleep for alarms before.
Doesn't mean too much.
Oh, right. I mean, the fact they're talking about Usyk Fury, I think tells you that this is going to be a fairly slow pace card.
Yeah, like it was a 10-rounder. Get on with it. Move the next fight on.
Exactly this.
I wonder where the Valdez Navarrete card's at.
I think the fact that it's not going on TV till 1:30 means that there's college ball in America, so they're obviously how it works, especially on ESPN. College ball's got to finish before.
Navarro's just fought then for Centillion. There's no order to on their official picture. There's no.
So Eddie's gone, mate.
Eddie signed a deal with him, mate, after the Matthias, well, before the Matthias Paro fight for 2 fights this year. I'd imagine it was on the basis that Matthias was going to walk through Paro, and they were going to give him another fight.
Yeah, 100% was on that basis. You just knew that no one thought Paro had a chance really against Matthias. So the Puerto Rican government have bankrolled it
back because they know who he is. I'd imagine that's probably how this was kind of made, and Hitchins probably had no issue fighting an Aussie in Puerto Rico either. So yeah, that's kind of how.
But yeah, what's it called? But yeah, the Puerto Rican government have given Eddie and Matchroom the money for this card as well, haven't they? So that kind of.
Yeah, that's it. They had an obligation to fulfill, and that's how it happened.
It's like Yanko Ramirez and Angel Gonzalez. It's going to be the next fight, mate. Here we go. Showing from the weigh-in yesterday, so it looks like we get Diamante back in the ring in a minute now.
That's not too bad. Then they didn't fill it. They didn't fill too much crap.
Just never know when you see Sergio Mora and Chris Mannix on the screen. They can talk a lot of hot air between the two of them.
Yeah, that's not hard for them. Let's be honest.
Although Sergio Mora sounds sane when he's standing next to Chris Mannix. So well, that's worth.
Yeah, the Latin snake loves it, doesn't it?
Great fight. Very good fight.
Yeah.
The Latin snake. Underrated nickname, actually. Just said that to myself.
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah.
I'll snake it. Oh, Jay's not here. Any sign of Jimmy Paul?
Sign of Jake Paul, he resides in Puerto Rico. Yeah, he does actually. You're right.
Will Eddie let him in with their lawsuit going on?
Yeah, Eddie won't let him
I
in.
think Eddie will let him in.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, we're getting a lovely shot of the beach now, so hopefully this means we're about to get another fight.
Yeah. Well, this is actually madness that we're an hour into the stream and we've only had one fight. And this is flyweights with no KOs between them, pretty much. So yeah, you're gonna see a full distance fight here.
Eight KOs between them and just in 19 fights. So yeah, 20 fights. Sorry, so yeah, we know where this is going.
Yeah,
It may be time. It may be time for some more coffee. David Diamante embracing the fact they're in Puerto Rico with the open neck, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely love it.
Smoking a Cuban at ringside.
Just love to hear him say my name once, just to get the double surname. Love to get the Diamante treatment once.
Absolutely lives for it, doesn't he, Diamante?
You got to think he's sort of inadvertently probably helped by COVID become the face of the zone and matchroom, didn't he? Because it wasn't Buffer that was coming over during COVID and fight counts. It was always Diamante.
He was definitely.
You know, propelled his career onto where he is now. So fair play to him. Look, he's class ring announcer.
Definitely fair play to him. He's got some good gigs, mate. I'm gonna go and make a coffee here.
I'll go and come down. Yeah. Come on. How's this about the same thing? Yeah, caffeine is going to be needed if you look at this fight card. It looks like it's going to go the full distance this fight. Luis Pabon, the referee, who is 5 times what I've seen in many fights over the year. David Hay and Nikolai Valley have come straight to my lines when I see Pabon. I don't know why it's the first fight I think of. I know he's done many others, but that night in Nuremberg where David Hay slays the 7-foot tall Russian giant back in 2011, I believe that was. Puerto Rico. So the aim is, Dave, mate, we're going to cover this fight card in its entirety. We want to definitely cover Alexander Volkov, Cyril Gann, and Rachmanov, Ian Gary in the UFC. So that'll be the focus after this. And if we can get Navarrete in, because we reckon Navarrete won't be till around 5 a.m. So if we can get the Navarrete Valdez fight in as well, then we will. But our main focus is going to be here, Puerto Rico, and then team over for the UFC. Bonus if we can get Navarrete in there. Definitely. Because, yeah, the main event for the UFC isn't the biggest for a numbered card. 2 fights under on the card and the 2 we're most interested in. And then, yeah, we'll see, mates. We've already done, 5 fights on the Magnificent 7 card. We're into our another 4 here. And then, yes, good night, mate. It's a good night. But it is a night where caffeine's needed. So it sounds back, I'll be doing the same thing he's doing now. You with us for the duration of this card, Dave? Are you going to zip over to the top rank card when it comes on Sky in a bit? And that's the last UFC numbered card of the year, so they always finish in Vegas with, in fairness, usually a bigger and better card than what they've got tonight. The last few years, this one's been pay-per-view in the UK as well, but it is not tonight, so at least we can give our attention to what is a fantastic main event. Of course, Rico between Paro and Richardson Hitchins. Liam Tully is introducing these Superfly fighters for their 10-round fight here. We'll do our best to have you covered, mate. But yeah, we're definitely on this card for the duration. We will then be going over to the UFC. But yeah, if we can get Navarrete and Valdez, we will. I think estimated ring walks 5 a.m. for that, so that may work out if me and Sam have got any steam left from 5 a.m. Let's see how we're doing. Have a look. Any update on that ring walks one? Yeah, it's looking like 5 a.m. for Navarrete and Valdez, Dave. So there's a
5 a.m.
chance
is
we'll
it?
get off.
You got
He's just asking what I've gone through the plan for tonight. He's just asking if we're going to get everything covered.
yeah. Look, probably this UFC. I'll
Navarrete, if it works out.
probably prioritize UFC over Navarrete Valdez.
Okay.
Probably just because I want to cover that one as well as the boxing, and I'm slightly more intrigued by Gary and Ratmanov than I am with Navarrete Valdez. That's
That's what I was just saying to Dave. We're actually the fights we're intrigued in the UFC are actually under the main event, which doesn't always happen.
Yes, correct. Look, if Valdez Navarrete starts after Gary Ratmanov, I would cut the UFC off, but I don't think it will. I think Gary Ratmanov will be on.
I'll
tied
keep
to a
half.
massive.
I'll keep half an eye on it. If we end up doing it, we end up doing it.
Yeah, I'm kind about that, but yeah, I'd like to get a little bit of the UFC done if possible. But look, we'll see what's what when.
We're in for the long
time.
haul, mate. We're caffeinated up. We're going to sleep anytime soon. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
Right, I'm gonna go make another coffee now. You right?
Yeah, good man.
Just mute
What
myself.
this one then? Rivera Gonzalez.
Both undefeated, 7-0 and 14-0.
Yeah. Good shots by Gonzalez. It was hard to figure out which one was which. Yeah, Tai Tuivasa was the man. Dave Yozzie's lost quite a few in a row now, unfortunately, but he's always good value. Absolutely. Where are we? Can't believe Madrimov and Boachuk's off. Well, I can believe it. I can believe it absolutely, but right, let's keep an eye on this one then. The last 30 seconds of the first round, Gonzalez Rivera. Ooh, some nice shots there by Rivera. Yeah, he is, mate. He is still there. Tuivasa is, yeah, he's been losing quite a bit lately, though, unfortunately. He's lost maybe 3 or 4 in a row at least. But he's always fun, always good value, no doubt. It's a pretty fun first round for the flyweights here, actually. Yeah, I think the co-main event in Paro versus Hitchins is next. So once this one's out of the way, we're on the countdown really to what's coming. Very much looking forward to that. Who have you got, Dave? By the way, in Paro and Hitchins, you might have said earlier, but I had a mind blank. I'm riding with Paro. I think Paro stops him late. But most people I've spoke to have picked Hitchins, but I have on my short form videos, I have a large US following that I interact with, and I don't know if the US bias has come into it a little bit. I don't know, but yeah, who have you got, mate? Let me know. I just think that the Paro just undeterred. Doesn't matter what you throw at Liam Paro, he's going to be there or thereabouts regardless. I don't think Hitchins has got enough power to, he can definitely outbox him for 12 rounds for sure, but no one wanted to fight Subriel Matias, and Liam Paro just walked right into his backyard, beat him over 12 rounds, which was fairly incredible. Here he is. Hitchins stays switched on for 36 minutes and get drawn into Pirates fights. Hitchins on point for me. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I see it. I see that.
That's talk about size two of arteries. Mate, he's lost 5 in a row now after the Rosenstrike fight.
Jesus.
That's the very first UFC fight we done on Watchalong as well.
That's
Rosenstrike
right.
after.
That's right. Yeah, after
Very
Denzel beat me and Derek Azazi, wasn't it?
I had my headphone in the whole time I was in there, so I could just hear what was going on. But
Yeah. Rolling back the
Hitchins.
I say rolling back the years, but it was about 3 months ago.
Rolling back the months, mate. Hitchins stays switched on first. My worry with Hitchins is does he have the power to deter Paro, like enough to stop Paro in his tracks and make him think about what he's doing? That's kind of where I'm leaning with Hitchins more. Sorry, with Paro more. We know he does have that power. Unsure about it on Hitchins for me.
Yeah. See the face off with Manning, Paro constantly telling him not to run. He knows he's gonna have to stalk him, I reckon. Yeah, look, if Hitchins is on his bike and box into a game plan, Paro's chances, start to diminish, don't they, Dave? If we're being honest. So
Let's be honest.
Paro needs to try and goad him into some form of a fight. So yeah, look.
It's a small ring. If you look at that ring, it could be a lot. It could be a bigger ring. If Hitchins does run Paros, we know he's cute and smart at cutting off the angles, don't we? That's what you need to do. He done it well against Matisse. He done it well against Montana Love. He just needs to, it's not like he can't do it. He just needs to do that again, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's the $1 million question, isn't it? And that's why I'm stood here, or sat here, should I say, at 1:26 in the morning, waiting to find out, because I really cannot wait for that fight. Yeah, I
thought you just enjoyed my company, mate. I think I should go. Yeah, I can see, mate.
Interesting. This is interesting. Sorry to cut you off there, mate. So, J Rock Boxing. So, Julian Williams, former light middleweight world champion, tweeted out 21 minutes ago. No bullshit. Matchroom needs to fire their matchmaker ASAP. That's 3 blue chip prospects in the last 2 cards. And then Eddie Hearns tweeted him straight back. Bad attitude. If you lose fights, you should be winning. It means you aren't/weren't good enough. It's called sport and you can come again.
Eddie's got to say that for me. That's the response Eddie has to come with if he starts suddenly saying that he needs to lighten up on the matchmaking for his prospects. And you know what the narrative will be. He's a soft touch. You know, he pads records, padding records to the likes of going back to Oscar De La Hoya, like what Oscar built up with Jaime Munguia, etc. You don't want to go down that route with fighters, do you?
No. Interesting though, because Eddie's taking it personally.
We said the other week the stress Eddie's under at the moment. You can actually physically see it. He's,
it's written all over his face.
The grey hairs are coming out. He's biting more in interviews. He's doing a few more things out of character for him. So, it's never nice watching. It's never nice watching your prospects lose, especially when it's like that tweet just said 3 in a row now that he's had to lose. So
yeah, you haven't cashed in on them on that point. You've made nothing from them. It's just an investment.
Chicago, that's nice. Here's Dave. I can see that narrative completely. There's been a knockdown here. Riviera's had Gonzalez down. No, the other way around. Gonzalez has had Riviera down. No, I was right the first time. Riviera's had Gonzalez down. Sorry, man. I get confused by the points.
I have to tell them by the shorts as well.
I can see a way where Hitchins makes it look quite comfortable for himself over 12 rounds. Absolutely. There's a way Hitchins does that. For me, I'm siding with Paro. Just based off of his recent body of work, he's riding a crest of a wave. He knows he's going to get an opportunity in Australia next year of a win here back home, which is a big deal for him.
Yeah,
look for
about
an hour and a half time from Shanghai, hour and a half away. That's another knockdown, or is the ref going to say no? It's a slip. There was a punch, but then I think he just he rugby tackled him over at the same time.
Yeah. Where are we? Will it be a bonus if this one didn't go the distance? I'll tell you that.
Mate, that's the one knockdown probably for the rest of the card. We've just had there. That's just done us the rest of the night.
Yeah, I think Paro and Hitchins will go the distance. To be honest,
I don't mind so much. It's only half one. We were just starting out, and we were in for 10 rounds. We're over an hour in now, and it's only a 4-fight card, so it could be worse.
Hitchins got brave against Lemos, nearly cost him. Yet agree with that, Dave. Won't do it again with the world title at stake. Yeah, I'd like to think that. Look, Lemos's limitations were shown in the Keyshawn fight, weren't they, for me? A few weeks ago.
Hitchins won't allow himself to be that reckless again, whether he knows he's going to have to box to a concise and disciplined plan tonight. Liam Paro's a type of fighter as well. Look what he done in the Matthias fight. Matthias arguably won the first 3 rounds of that. As we got another look, Gonzalez is down again. Another knockdown, mate. Gonzalez is down again.
Oh yeah. Took a knee as well.
That's from a body shot, I'm pretty sure. So, back to the point I was making. Paro can chase a fight if he needs to. So Hitchins knows if he starts fast, he needs to keep going and keep that pace on. Not allow Paro to get into any sort of rhythm, because when Paro's in a rhythm, he just seems to be one of those fighters that doesn't snap out of it, doesn't he?
Oh, 1,000,000%. It's going to stop him here, isn't he? Rivera.
Seven and 0 prospects.
I still can't believe Ish Davis is fighting Bojack. Oh, he's down again, is
he? He's been put in there. Still up somehow. Yeah, mate, I can't quite get my head around that one either. That's what's happening. Yes. Ish Davis's attitude this year has been fantastic. Stepping in, like I said earlier, a week's notice against Josh Kelly, not just Taylor, sorry. Third knockdown here. And then, doing the same again at 2 weeks' notice. Fight's waved off. It's over.
Please don't fill for 20 years, does he?
Please, Chris Mannix, do not say anything outrageous on the mic. Just get the fight on. Do you wonder if we're going to get any sort of fight announcement from Eddie tonight? Because other than the Oppa Tire fight, we've not had a single match and card announced yet for 25, have we?
Yeah.
And Oppa Tire's co-pro with Tasmanian Promotions. So
it is.
What's your thoughts on Castle? On
Oppa Tire?
No, sorry.
What your thoughts on Castle trying to Barboza for another eliminator rather than trying champions in the division? Yeah, good question, Dave. I watched an interview on this earlier with Hearn. They're banking on Teofimo moving up to welterweight. I think they've got it on pretty good authority that Teofimo's moving up, so they're comfortable enough to take the fight for the interim WBO on the basis that they're probably going to be promoted full champion. That's where Team Matchroom's at with it.
I think it's risky, mate. I mean, I'm sure you've heard Jay's opinion that he believes Castro is going to retire without ever being a full world champion. Obviously, an interim belt would fit that narrative. You just never know. Relying on what governing bodies are going to do is ridiculous, because as they've proven time and time again this year alone, they make up their own rules as they go along. So if Teo moves up and they do make that for the vacant world title, fine. But if it's an interim title, it's a risky business, because there's nothing to say Teo then doesn't come back down or doesn't move up in the end, or the fight falls through or something. Yeah. So, I'd be chasing Liam Paro if I was Jack Castro. I'd be chasing Liam Paro.
Well, I think
he's signed with
the table.
He's signed with Matchroom, so it's easy for Eddie to make. Just
Yeah, look.
Or even Richardson Hitchins, if Hitchins comes for it tonight. The winner of this fight, Jack Castro, should be on social media tomorrow calling them out.
Castro should have been there tonight.
He's on holiday. He's in America with his missus and their kid, so he's close enough by. Been away pretty much non-stop since the previous fight.
That's it. He could have missed a trick there, potentially not rocking up there. Make your presence felt.
That's not Jack, though, is he? He's not flipping one to.
That's why he's got Sam Jones, isn't it? Really.
Just noticed the referee covering his microphone up, just on his shirt while he's talking to him there. Don't know what he was saying. It's something he didn't want to hear. He's just sitting there with his hand over his mic.
I did playing up bad here.
I'm staying while you're making a coffee. Anytime I see Lewis Pavon, I think of when Havey Valley was out in Germany.
Yes.
Every time I see Lewis Pavon, I've seen him do loads of fights, but I always go back to that fight in 2011 every single time.
Yeah, you're right.
And I think Riviera's got a belt with every single governing body here. Look at him. But international belts coming out of his. Even if it's Sam Jones tomorrow, mate, that's calling out the winner of Paro Hitchins, someone needs to do it. Otherwise, no one's going to voluntarily fight Jack Casserole. Despite the fact he didn't get the decision against Taylor in the first fight, everyone knows how dangerous he is. So he's a bogeyman. If Jack Casserole isn't mandated or doesn't scream from the rooftops, no one's going to give him an opportunity, are they?
Nah, no chance.
Not a chance.
What is going on with my design?
It's happening. Buffering or just not playing.
It's just blacking out on the screen the odd time and stuff. I don't know what's going on. I have to reset.
That's what mine was doing. That's what mine was doing earlier before it came on. It took me about 6 attempts to get on.
Strange.
Yeah.
So what, we got one more fight here before Paro and Hitchins?
One more fight, which is going to be
Well, that's good news.
Henry LeBron and Christopher Diaz-Velez, which is another 10-rounder at super feather.
Hopefully they don't fill too much.
I mean, they've got a translator in for this interview, so that just adds a bit of time to things. No disrespect, but it slows things down, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You see how that's going. Oh, okay. Chris Weidman lost.
Yeah, Weidman got knocked out. I saw that a minute ago.
I haven't looked at anything. I forgot Aljamain Sterling's so far down this card.
Aljamain's on soon.
His next fight. Well, his next fight on there.
His next fight on.
Yeah, he's literally next fight on. That's why I'm looking, because I knew he was on. So Aljamain's up next. You got Dominic Reyes and Anthony Smith as the,
Yeah, that's
and this is
the headline for the prelims, isn't it? That one.
Yeah, Dave. Another thing we were saying earlier, like the prelims on this pay-per-view card have their own headline, just like the way the UFC do things. It's like a mini card before you get to the main card. It's amazing, isn't it, mate?
Yeah,
it's
quality.
Yeah, you got 4 prelim fights here. You could say 3 of them could be on the main card, and then Reyes and Smith will be given a full main event treatment in the broadcast before it happens, because that's what they do with every single card, whether it's a fight night or a pay-per-view. It's just different level, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, 100%. The way that they build fights, and like we said earlier, it's the monopoly of it. It's the shows in town. Doesn't matter who's on the card. They'll do it the way they want to do it.
You know what we got next weekend from the UFC?
Colby.
Last card of the year.
Back.
Okay, Chaos Covington. Back for the first time since he swallowed it against Leon Edwards. Like, let's be honest. He swallowed it against Edwards, didn't he?
Yeah, that wasn't a good performance at all.
Almost Leon ended up in a position where it didn't matter what he'd done, he wasn't going to look good, because Colby was that non-committal.
He didn't even try to win.
Nah, he didn't. Yeah, Leon just ended up in a no-win position. And although he's done the job and he won it 5 rounds to 0, he just couldn't look good enough. He couldn't get that statement that he wanted, especially after all the comments in the build-up. That fight week became a bit ugly, didn't it? How some of Colby's comments that fight week, I didn't enjoy that too far, and all for the trash talk, because some of it went too far, didn't it?
Yeah, he didn't want it at all that night, Colby.
Actually, I'm going to set my Discovery up so I can keep an eye on Aljamain. just says it all. Imagine a boxer that's a former world champion being second fight on the prelims on a pay-per-view card. Like,
Man.
mate, it's why we love UFC, isn't it? It's why we're going to jump over to it after this. It's why after we covered Canelo Berlanga, we jumped straight onto it.
Oh yeah.
No, like you know, right? They're on adverts, so I'm gonna say that Aljamain is walking as soon as this comes back on.
I would say so.
That's the other thing with UFC. One fight finishes, it's using the octagon with Joe Rogan tonight, and then straight into the next fight. None of this.
Phenomenal. Boxing could learn a lot from pace.
You said you didn't want them to feel. They've literally just finished the interview with a translator for the last fight.
Yeah.
There you go. That's 5 minutes already. We had this conversation earlier, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Not involved. He's Turkey's favourite fighter. I'm gobsmacked he's not on February the 22nd.
We said earlier tonight, Dave, that for us, he needs to rematch Padley before he looks to go anywhere else. Like, if you lose to a fighter, no disrespect to Padley, that was at area English level, if you lose to a fighter like that, you need to prove you can beat them before you then go back to trying to climb the ladder, if that makes sense. You agreed with that as well, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it needs to be him against Padley. It needs to be a, what's it called? York Hall fight night. Frank plus a York Hall on a Friday night. Give me that on a Friday night. I'll flipping get a ticket for that rematch, 100%. Great fight first time.
Yeah, it is.
Can't hear any sounds, can you? Just making sure there's no volume on my phone. The UFC. Nah, we're all good.
Yeah, Aljo's in the octagon in the UFC.
Yeah, he is. I'll put it on. Always love Bruce Buffer's snazzy suits. But nice, yeah, March. But Chamberlain, don't know what it was that night at Wembley. Did he not take Padley seriously enough? Was he getting high off his own smoke?
Yeah. Well, yeah, agree with that, Dave. He's got a rematch and right the wrong against Padley, and then if he can, then yeah, Noakes fights there, 100%.
But Noakes is going to go for Branchich, is what we all believe. So let's see. Chamberlain for me could be best set that if Noakes starts vacating his British Commonwealth Europeans, picking them up and getting a bit more experience. Because his rise has just sort of come from nowhere, hasn't it, this year?
Yeah.
I think if Noakes is going to vacate when Noakes vacates any one of those 3 belts, he should be pushing towards them, trying to, gain some more 12-round experience before he pushes on any further. Not sure what you think, mate.
Yeah, definitely.
Look, British title. There's nothing wrong with picking up a British and Commonwealth belt, is there?
No, it's a bit of a shark tank at that weight as well.
Granted, you may have to come off the Turkey cards for a bit, but go back on the Turkey cards when you can have a world title fight and you've got a bit more confidence. He was getting high off his own. He was getting high off his own smoke just from two. Don't get me wrong, 2 good stoppages, but it wasn't all of a sudden a world beater off those 2 fights, was he?
Yeah, no, I'm with you. 100%. There's Sterling fights just about to get on the way.
It's on. I've got it underway, mate. I'll keep quiet. If you're behind me, I'll keep quiet. I've Sterling going for the green air to match his trunks as well. Always does cool shit like that, doesn't he? The green cornrows to match the trunks.
That Evloev's meant to be. I don't know too much about him, but I've heard about him. He's meant to be some fighter.
He is, but he's just eating a right hand off of Sterling there. He staggered him backwards. He took it well enough, though.
Yeah, Sterling's not too big a strike kind of guy, to be fair. Rivera won. There we go. Muscle Brown just need Torres to win to hit. Wow, come on.
Mate, what I do for that right now in my life. Which is why I'm not betting. Never chose losses.
Torres must be on soon. Muscle Brown.
I think Torres' first or second fight on the Sky card.
Yeah, it can't be too
I was
far
just
away.
about to check it, though. I just about to check it. I've got the zone on the TV, UFC on the phone. I ain't got any more devices left down here. I was about to turn the zone off then. I was like, nah, it's been such a pain to get on tonight. I'm leaving on. Sterling's done well to get us down to the ground already. This is where he needs the fight to be for me.
Yeah, that's his world, isn't it?
Don't let his size fool you either. He knows exactly what he's doing, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's on next. Muscle Brown's just said, there you go.
I think there's a fight still going on, Muscle Brown, or is he on like he's the next one to walk?
I'd say he's a hefty enough favourite.
He should be, but like we said, he's been exposed before. He's not exactly being moved at a quick lick, is he? He's quickly becoming forgotten about. This is the first round that Sterling needed in this fight. He's doing what I hoped he would do. Not sure about you, mate.
Yeah, well, he's a big underdog, so if he can, make it messy, make it ugly, get on his back and do whatever he can, then
As Aldo said himself before, he doesn't care if a fight doesn't look sexy when he's doing it. He'll win however he has to win, and that's the right attitude to have. It just ticks to 10 to 2 in the morning here in the UK. So if you are with us, big up. Let us know.
man,
Let us know.
love it.
Let us know how you're getting on. About to be fight number 7 of the night for Sam and myself.
Yeah. Fight number
7 or 8? Yeah, 7.
Fight number 7 and possibly a good 5 to go.
Yeah, I was counting 7 as the one I've got on my phone, but we're sick of what we're doing on the stream. This is fight number 7. Confused myself then, watching the fight. Says a lot about Aldo's course. What are you saying, mate, sir?
Is the DAZN card started back on?
Literally just come back on there talking about Viterbo Bibble.
So they're filling then.
Let's work it. Oh, Aldo's strength here is to keep Avelov in this position. As I say, that it's been reversed into not the best position.
Oh.
They're now talking about the Tyres fight, so yeah, I think there might be a bit of feeling to come here.
Very technical round, that isn't it?
Yeah. That's going to be a Wednesday morning for us, mate, after the Tyre fight.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's
mid-morning on a Wednesday.
It's going to be perfect with a nice brunch.
Well, that's interesting. Aljo was a big underdog at the start of the fight. Now it's kind of leveled out.
Leveled up. He's had a good first round, Aljo, actually. He's done probably what he needed to do.
Yeah, that's probably his round, isn't it?
Don't think she's on this week or next week.
She fought not long ago against Rose Namajunas. I remember watching it. Yeah, she's decent actually. Dave Torres ended early. It's only an 8-rounder anyway. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, let's hope so. Muscle Brown.
I think Dane is a fan of hers, so I think she'll be looked after and manoeuvred into the positions Dana wants her in. If that makes it for fights, let's just clarify that one. Dana moving her into positions for fights. Let's not get clips up for saying something like that. Dana. Have you noticed another thing on the zone at the moment? Who their sponsor is for Moment of the Night.
What is it?
They now have a Moment of the Night on their cards. Have you seen who the sponsor is for it?
A Moment of the Night.
Sponsors this basically. It's the OnlyFans moment of the night. That is now a sponsor for the Zone.
Oh, I love it.
And it's not just for the American cars, it's going to be on the UK cars as well. So, as Sterling starts round 2 of the UFC with another big takedown. Yeah, I noticed that on the card the other week and done a bit of research into it. And yeah, it's going to be a permanent Zone thing now. The OnlyFans moment of the night. I wonder if we see it on an Uncle Turkey card. I somehow doubt they see that in Saudi.
Yeah, strongly doubt that. Did she beat Rose? Yes, she did actually.
They did, yeah.
Decision.
Good performance from her, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
She sort of beat Rose at her own game plan. What you normally see Rose do to fights, that's what Erin done that night. I wish the Zone would stop filling here. I don't know why they're showing. Oh, it's a preview for the main event, but still. Okay, so the fact they've just shown Kambosos Jr. in this promo, mate, I think tells you everywhere that they're trying to push this fight.
Yeah, they're all over that fight.
To be fair, they've just shown Tio Lopez and Jack Casserole as well, so they're not just showing. They didn't just show George, but I think we all know which way they wanted to go, don't we?
Uh-huh.
Sterling's taken a few punches. He's not in the best position here, is he, mate? What do you think of these one? Oh, Chris Mannix's 140 rankings. What do you think of this?
Let me pull it back up.
It's not that important. I just saw it's Chris Mannix's rankings.
What are they?
Tio Lopez at 1, Devin Haney at 2, Liam Paro at 3, Jack Casserole at 4, Alberto Pulido at 5, Barbosa Jr. at 6, Jose Venezuela at 7, Matisse at 8, and then 9 and 10 are just missed.
Look, Tio probably is number 1, but he also looks vulnerable at the best of times, you know.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of Stephen McKenna next weekend? Yeah, I like Stephen McKenna. He's a really good fighter, actually.
He's another fighter. He's another fighter that I hope has a breakout 2025, but that depends on what boxers choose to do in the UK. But we won't get into that debate at this time.
Yeah, correct.
McKenna is the fighter that if boxers are getting back into the UK seriously next year, then he should be pushed on and looking for titles, shouldn't he, mate?
Yeah, 100%, man. I like him a lot.
Type of prospects you build your channel around. You make him your pay-per-view star. You let him headline events. You got Adam Zine. You got Caroline Dubois. They're trying to do it with Callum Simpson, but I don't know how far he can go. McKenna, why not McKenna as well?
Yeah. Simpson's in January, isn't it?
Yeah, on the same card as Caroline Dubois, and you can tell they're trying to build him. But I do just think when he steps up, being up above the level he's at now, even European level, I think he might be found out at, mate. So it's interesting. Boxer have so few stars that they need to capitalize on what they've got. And Callum Simpson's the ticket seller. You saw what he done at Oakwell back in the summer. So they've got to capitalize on what they've got. Yeah, that sounds about right. Muscle Brown. I think that's, yeah. McKenna's opponent next weekend, if I'm right, I think it's just the tune-up to get him back in the ring ready for next year. So
yeah, it is. Stay busy.
That betting line is, yeah, accurate. I think this could be one all after 2, mate, here in the Sterling fight.
Yeah, I think so. Definitely.
And again, 30 seconds in UFC, a lot more can happen in 30 seconds in boxing, so we'll see. It looks like we're finally going to get the ring walks for the co-main out in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, about time.
Only 25 minutes since the fight finished. Well, since they announced the winner, anyway.
Should get the stoppage. Yeah, I'd say so. Russell Brown. I'd back McKenna for the stoppage next week.
I would in the fight. It is, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, 1-1 for me in the Aljo fight, definitely.
I'm the same, mate. Oh, the dog had me up at 5 o'clock this morning, and I'm actually flagging a bit. I might need to go make another coffee. I'd normally be all right, mate.
I'm gonna try and do it after the co-main though, just to try and space it out a
Yeah,
tiny bit.
I don't know. I'm not going yet. I'm gonna wait a little bit and do it. But yeah, the dog didn't have me up at 5. It's when Aljo's. I was
I'm
staying
gonna
at
have
12. He's on.
what's
So I saw Aljo on his knees and thought he was done, but he's not.
just knackered, I think.
So because I looked away from it and came back, I thought I was in pulling out. Yeah, no, I have one more, but I'm struggling more than normal.
Yeah, it's all about stretching them out at this stage. I think. I think this stage is harder than later on in the evening. I think it gets easier.
I get my second wins, and the fact we got such a good main event helps, if
Yeah,
that makes sense. I just
exactly. Do
need
you
to
know
get to the main event.
yeah. The issue is right now we're at a bit of a plateau in the sense of the fight that at some point in the next 2 hours you're going to be going from Liam Paro versus Hitchins to crazy UFC fights to Oscar Valdez and Navarrete.
Rokudo Torres is the next fight on, we believe, mate. We're not across it. If Muscle Brown, if you let us know when that fight starts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ramos with us as well. Shane Valdez can't throw a straight punch. Richard Torres Jr. been on. Yeah, no, he's on. He's
Davies
on
next one.
next. Dave in Arizona. We'll try and keep you updated across everything.
I'm gonna whip. I'm gonna whip that on my Sky Go after the Aljo finishes on my phone, so I can try and keep an eye on that as well.
Yeah, I need to
Just
get
as
the
we got a
first
bit of
one.
interest. Just as we got a bit of interest in the chat on it. I should probably turn the Christmas lights off at the front of the house. I was moving. Damn it. Just staring out the window at these Christmas lights going off, thinking probably
This
some
should be a
negative.
pretty big upset if Aljo gets the victory here.
It will do, mate. It's number 5 against number 9, so it'll be a good ranking climb for him as well.
Yeah.
They're commemorating Israel Vasquez, the Mexican fighter that passed away earlier this week with the 10 bells, I believe. Aljo's ragdolling him.
Fair play to him.
And another fight on this Puerto Rico card where every single governing body has a version of a belt on the line. The WBO, IBF, WBA, and WBC all standing there with belts on for this fight.
Crazy.
If that doesn't tell you enough. I think they're all like North American continental. If that doesn't tell you how many BS belts there are in boxing, I don't know what will.
I know.
It's just seeing them standing behind Diamante while they're doing the 10 belts and they're there with their belts. It's like flipping hell. Some of these presidents of these governing bodies would flipping stick a belt on a barroom brawl on a Friday night.
I know.
Have that little shame. My opinion on who the worst governing body is has actually changed this year as well.
Oh yeah, it changes by the day.
After the IBF have done enough this year for me with who they've stripped when they've not allowed belts to be. IBF for me are going to
they've been on fire. The IBF. I know what you mean, Dave. I'm not sure on Torres. He hasn't really fought anyone of note yet, has he? To be honest, Jalalov halved him in the amateurs, but
for me, Dave, you've answered your own question at the end there by saying how shallow the pool is.
Yeah.
If the Wilder era is over, even though he's
4.0 coming back.
Yeah, but if he's what does 4.0 do? Not throw the right hand either. So at the end of the day, the Wilder era is over. Jared Anderson will come again, no doubt about it. Especially if he stays with Sugar Hill. Sugar Hill will bring him back and bring him back stronger. Torres has got to prove himself a lot for me, mate. And that's what you've just said as well, isn't it, Sam? Torres has got a lot to do to show he's even worthy of being in the conversation. So Henry LeBron has not fought since November 2023, so he's coming off a 13-month layoff in this co-main.
Yeah, that's a long layoff.
That just came up on the screen. I wish I could say that I had that stat in my back pocket, but that did just come up on the screen. I would try and claim that if I could, but
LeBron Diaz.
Wonder who his parents likes. Anyway, Sterling. I took my eyes off this for a bit. Sterling. Don't know which way this fight's going to go in the UFC.
Yeah, it's very close, isn't it?
It's going to come down to what the judges like. But again, for anyone that doesn't know, the UFC, they actually have a unified scoring criteria that they score off of, which we don't have in boxing, which also helps make it more polished, and you don't get as many robberies as we see in boxing, do you know?
Yeah. Although
you think
whoever's finished this third round very strong.
He has, hasn't he? He's finished. Yeah, I really don't know which way this is going to go. You know, if you think UFC robberies, you might get 2 or 3 a year. Boxing, you get 2 or 3 a month. So, you know, it says everything about it.
We're always talking about scorecards in boxing. Always.
See, this is why I don't want them to actually do a unified scoring system, because then it kills 70% of what we talk about.
Yeah, we'd have nothing to go off. Yeah.
What's Jay going to rant about on a Tuesday night? Scoring stuff.
Oh, I love it.
The housewife's favourite himself, Mr. JF2.
His favourite.
Bless him.
Right, we're close to getting the co-main event underway.
Christopher Diaz, 29-4 with 19 KOs. So some punching power there, especially for the weight class this is that as well. We're coming back for the decision in the Sterling fight.
Ramon Pena, the referee.
And Henry LeBron, 19-0 with 10 KOs. Okay, so there's some power in it from both of them. As we get the decision in the Aljo fight now, Bruce Buffer.
Which fight, Muscle Brown, are we looking at the co-main event here again? My friend, I'm not 100% sure on Diaz and LeBron, to be honest. I'm more watching as a fan. Eblo, I've got the decision against.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Right, let's see if Richard Torres is on. I'm just going to look at my phone, mate. This is where I turn it on and he's flatlined him in the first round, isn't
it? Yeah.
Gives all the effort to get this on.
Oh yeah, Dave. I
wow.
on the all-nighters. You're right.
The answer to that is
5 o'clock this morning. I'm well rested as well. I'm just knackered.
You know what's funny about this, Dave? In my head, hearing my own voice, I feel like I sound crap. And then it gets picked up quite often that I always sound the freshest out of the three of us. I've got no idea how.
No, to be honest with you, mate, on the last stream, I thought Jay was going to fall asleep on the Bentley stream. Which he fell asleep on one of the streams not long ago, didn't he? Which one was it?
Was it Canelo? Was it? No, it was after Canelo.
It was after Canelo. It was. I'm gonna have to look on the history now.
Please find it because I can't. Richard Torres is in the second round.
As soon as I see like which fight it was, it's gonna make me laugh because I'll be like, yeah, it was that one. Because
he was one of the ones that I was on as well. So yeah, I can remember.
Yeah, you know, you were there because we were laughing.
I can remember. I couldn't remember if it was before or after my little break.
Oh, was it?
Jesus Christ.
Was it the Netflix card? Was it Mike Tyson and Jake Paul
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
and Katie Taylor,
Yes, it was. Um,
or was
Torres
it
Junior.
Boots? No, it was Boots and Bam. It was Boots and Bam.
It was Beason Bam.
I'm actually
Torres
gonna pull up.
Junior's opponent
I'm actually gonna pull up
looks
the
like
video.
he's. So
Oh
Torres
no!
Junior's
Let me
opponent.
stay on Boots and Bam. It might not have
Yeah, I
been.
was going to say I wasn't on Beason Bam, mate. So Torres Junior's opponent looks like he's doing a
Yeah, the
interview,
three of us
doing
are
an
on
audition
Jake
for
Paul and
Butterbean.
Mike Tyson.
Canelo
Yeah, that's
versus Malanga.
amazing.
Sam needed matchsticks for his eyes. Mate,
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
if you
Canelo
think he looked
Blanco's
bad on
terrible.
Canelo,
That is correct. It was like Mr. Bean, Dave on that one. And
no, come on, mate, get yourself up from when you're on the UFC. You were basically falling asleep talking by the time we went to the Sugar Sean fight.
yeah, I started.
6,
That's right.
6
That's right.
a.m. You
Because
were gone.
yeah, Canelo Belanga finished, and then we
We
still
jumped
had the
straight on.
UFC card to go. Yeah, I was done. Yeah, I'm literally sat here watching Jay sleeping on this Jake Paul and Mike Tyson.
I decided to moan to my miss. I decided to moan to my missus about staying awake all night. I was she'd on a night shift today. After that, I didn't go down to sleep. Well, as you boys took the piss out of me for. Oh, you chose to stay up. I've been at work. I said, yeah, I knew I shouldn't have done it. Knew I
I
shouldn't
know.
have.
That's the thing. It is different. It's just Jay was in bed on that one. That was what makes it even funnier. It's
Yeah.
like I
Oh
see,
yeah,
like,
his head's against the backboard. Oh yeah. What
oh,
we sat
thanks,
watching
Dave.
fights all night. We sat
Yeah,
watching fights all night. She delivered 2 babies. I mean, I know which one's harder.
I know.
The
Dave's
fights.
given me a new lease of life. Anyway, that made me laugh. Good man, Dave.
I think what made that with Jay as well is the fact he was in bed, like the fact he was resting against his headboard.
And then every so often he'd just wake up and be like, "No, I'm awake."
Mr. B.
It's brilliant.
Torres
Yeah.
Junior's Torres Junior's opponent here literally looks like Butterbean Junior. He
Actually,
is.
I've got the DAZN card on. To be fair, I don't have the.
I've got it on my. I've just put it on my phone, mate, just because I'm interested. But yeah, he does not look. He's sort of decent Nicholas bud. He's in punches. Torres has no real subtlety to his style. He's just winging punches in with his chin up in the air. If Butterbean Junior can land a shot, and Torres could go down. I'm actually struggling to see what the name is. Oh, Munoz. Apologies to Munoz, also known as Butterbean Junior. We do, mate. I tell you what, these watch-alongs would be a lot worse if we didn't have good crack. I think that's what helps. We
Oh,
have good
yeah,
crack.
yeah, yeah. You couldn't
Oh,
get through them. You know, sometimes you mentally check out, especially on the later ones. I do anyway, so it's good to be carried through. Let's
Torres
go,
KO, yeah,
Torres
he's
KO, Muscle Brown. Good work, my friend.
on, on his feet. Butterbean Junior got stopped on his feet.
Good
All
work,
right,
my man.
I'll come back to paying attention to this now. I was just interested in Torres. That's what we're talking about. Torres' fight was 8. He ended it in the third. So scheduled for 8. He finished it with about 2 minutes and a third left.
Do we think Boachuk's going to stop Ish Davis?
No. I, I say no because I'm basing it off the fact he didn't get stopped at a week's notice against Josh Kelly, but Boachuk
I
is
think
a
Boachuk
much different.
Boachuk had Ortiz down a couple of times.
Yeah, no, that's sorry, mate. I've just started doing that in my head. It's a cop out. It's a cop out. Ask me on fight week after we've seen them after
Yeah,
we've
yeah,
seen them do an open workout, but say 60-40, 70-30 in
yeah.
favour of
I'm with
stoppage.
you. Did
Are we,
did we find out any more about Noakes and Brenchick?
Turkey hasn't put anything else out since. Let's see if he's updated it.
There's nothing there really.
Turkey, oh, he has put it out again. Taking off Noakes and Varancic. So yeah, that was the old poster again getting released.
Yeah, he's really put it up. There you go. Yeah. Turkey got scammed. Turkey's put up the wrong poster. That's hilarious.
Twice though. He's not just done it once. He's done it twice now. Nah, we love him. We love Uncle Turks. Just give them out.
Turkey got done. Yeah, you gotta love Turkey.
Someone somewhere in that Riyadh season office is getting sacked for the second time.
Yes.
You gave me it wrong once. You've done it twice. Sorry, the replacement's now been sacked. The Turkey wrath on Sunday is real. Denzel Bentley's about his first tweet since the fight. It's sad. He said, "Big respect to you, Upgrade Pauls," and then he's just retweeted his interview after the fight, what Frank Warren said, and the decision being announced. Don't think we've had anything
credit
from
to him, man. He looked good.
Looks like Paul's orbital bone that's in all sorts of trouble, didn't it? For those last few rounds in that fight.
Yeah.
Wouldn't surprise me if he's got damage, significant damage to that.
Two rounds into this fight between LeBron and Diaz.
Keep looking for Kobe when you say LeBron. Yeah, I still don't know how I always sound so awake in these watchalongs. I really don't. I was feeling it. I was feeling it when we were on the Bentley Pools one earlier.
What was it, mate?
Saying I don't know how I always sound so awake in these watchalongs because I was really feeling knackered earlier.
Oh, Luca's back in the mix. Good man, Luca.
We're on the co-main in Puerto Rico, mate, and we'll be switching over to the UFC after the Paro and Hitchins was wrapped up.
Yeah, we're last fight now. Lucas would probably be on by 3 o'clock, I would say. Paro Hitchins.
They're scheduling for 3. I don't know what's the time difference at Puerto Rico. What time is it?
Mate, you want to Felix Cash?
Too long out of the ring, mate.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I remember when he done that to Bentley. That was crazy, yeah.
That's during COVID times as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
He absolutely smashed into pieces, didn't he, as well?
So it's 10:15 right now in Puerto Rico. So 11 o'clock main event in Puerto Rico. Bloody hell. Late for a 4-fight card to be going 11 o'clock main event.
What time is it
No,
in
it's
Puerto Rico?
10:15.
Okay, yeah, so it'll be 11 o'clock-ish, yeah.
Also makes you wonder what happens to this guy. Yeah,
No,
Felix Cash spent too long out of the ring, and then he thought he could jump straight back in against the red hot at the time.
He wasn't
If he
ready.
fought Tyler Denny off the back of what he'd done to Denzel Bentley, he would have. You get what I mean? I know it's if buts and maybes, but he would have stopped him. Yeah. Too much time out of the ring, moving teams, the move to Adam Booth just didn't look like it worked, did it? So it's a shame because I was very high on Felix Cash, but now I'd be more surprised if we see him fight again as opposed to not fighting. No, look at this. Other than the Castro upset, I mean, it was a stoppage in the last fight, granted, but I think, it wasn't setting the world alight, was it, son? Muscle Brown, what's the next fight on the top rank card, mate? If you're still tuned into that, let us know what's coming up on that next.
Yeah, round 3 in this one. I was just rewatching Felix Cash against Denzel Bentley. I completely forgot about that one happening.
That was a second round stoppage as well, wasn't it? Beautiful
stoppage as well. Stopped him on his feet. Yeah.
Look, I think because after that fight, we didn't see him again until the end of 2022. He had a 6-rounder in Leeds when Josh Warrington lost his title to Lopez. And after that, he was meant to fight. He was meant to go and fight Ammo Williams, wasn't he? And then he went off. He went off again, injured, mental health. You know, you got to do what you got to do when those things come into it. And then re-emerged for straight into Tyler Denny. He didn't even go in for a warm up, which fair play for thinking you're ready to go straight in. But in hindsight, was it maybe disrespecting Tyler Denny, thinking he could jump straight back in?
Yeah, probably just thought he could still have what he had before, and it doesn't work like that, does it? At
You
all.
can't go from beating Denzel Bentley, winning on points in a 6 rounder, having more time out of the ring to going straight back in.
Nah.
You know, Tyler Denny was hot as anything off the back of winning that European title, like hot enough to go onto a matchroom card to defend his belt as well.
Yeah.
We know how much Shalom enjoyed that one. He was giddy. He was like a kid in the
Oh
sweet shop
yeah.
then, wasn't he? After that
Loving
fight,
life.
he loved it. I loved
Loving
it.
life. Ben was. It was when the handshake with Eddie Hearn.
Uh,
The no look.
Cash doesn't seem to be that focused on boxing and stuff. So yeah, he's had a lot going on outside the ring, hasn't he, Luca? And possibly
Yeah.
he's realised trying to come back that it's just not what he wants in his life anymore. It's a shame because look, there was a time where Felix Cash was a shoe-in to be a 160 world champion. I don't think that's too far a stretch to say either with the form we've shown, is it, mate?
No, not at all.
Yeah, that's it. It's one of those where life is life sometimes, and perhaps I say that Bentley win was during COVID, so it's just strange, isn't it?
Yeah, look.
We may see him again, but I don't. For me, I'd be more surprised if we see him than if we don't.
Yeah. Look, it just goes to show you defeat doesn't. Bentley lost that night. Now look where he is. Look where Cash is.
Yeah, that was when Bentley had the European. That's when Bentley was British champion for the first time. So he was one-time British champion, British and Commonwealth at that point. I was at the Copper Box when he won the British for the second time, when he completely poleaxed Kieran Smith, the Scottish guy. I was telling you in jail on Tuesday, I had Kieran Smith's dad sitting behind me that night at the Copper Box. I was quite high on that KO because it was one of the best KOs I've ever seen live, and energy went straight back down when his dad's sitting there behind me, white as a sheet, watching his son getting put onto a stretcher.
Yeah, that's not nice, man.
That's not nice. And now he's done. Bentley's a three-time British champ. He's now a European champion as well. WBO number one.
I'd imagine that they'll all be vacated by Monday morning.
I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if the Kieran Conway fight was made for all three of those. And I actually wouldn't be against seeing that rather than going straight to world, depending on what happens.
It's hard to say, isn't it? The build
Wasn't
up,
there
the winners fighting for a world title kind of thing. So
wasn't there a deal with step aside money to allow Conway to fight for the Commonwealth title in the Birmingham show?
no,
Didn't the winner
Eddie and
have to?
Frank did a deal because it was meant to be
Okay.
Conway Pauls, wasn't it? And then
Okay.
Eddie and Frank done a deal to basically allow like Conway to fight on the Eddie show, and then it allowed Frank to do Pauls and Bentley.
I do wonder if somewhere in that deal is that if Bentley won, he had to fight Conway, or whoever won has to fight Conway. It wouldn't surprise me at all. If Conway ranks with this will be a thing. Is Conway ranks anywhere with the WBO? That'll be the best way to start.
What were you laying
Only
around
one.
before this one? Just looking at the Torres knockout here.
Yeah, it's on his feet. Nice. So to answer my own question, Conway isn't in the top 15 with a WBO at the moment. Oh, it does make me laugh that they're showing Hamza Shiraz has dropped out of their rankings, all because he's going for a world title with another governing body. That does make me laugh how you can't be ranked with another
Yeah,
governing body. Oh, it's just bollocks. It's the politics, and it's 20 past 2 in the morning, so I can rant about. This is where I get my ranting zone. I think this is how I stay so awake, Dave.
yeah,
Gets
that's
to
where
this
the
time in the
energy
morning,
comes from. The energy comes
rants.
from within.
That's far too philosophical for this time in the morning, mate. Please don't. Liam Paro looks ready to go. Looks good.
Paro Hitchins next up. That is the kind of language that I like to see.
I mean, I picked it up for myself as this being the fight of the weekend, and I'll maintain that energy. This is
Yeah, I've said it
fantastic
throughout the
fight.
week.
You did. I think we said it to each other last weekend, didn't we? When we were just previewing, talking to each other about what we were going to do this week.
Yeah, I think it's the best fight. Well, on paper anyway. Whether it delivers to be that is
I
yet to
swear
be.
to God, if it's a 12th round snooze fest, then no debate why I stayed up.
12 round snooze fest.
I started rocking backwards and forwards and crying.
Are we into the 5th round of this one?
Yeah, we are.
All right, if one of these boys could get a knockout soon, it'd be great.
Please do it for all fans in the UK and all Puerto Rican fans that want a main event before 11 p.m. local time. Lads, if you can get a KO, you give us a chance of getting in Navarrete and Valdez as well tonight. Do it. Do it for the subscribers. Do us a favour.
That's scheduled for a 5 a.m. main event, is it, or something?
Yeah, 5 a.m. So what, we're 2.5 hours, 2.5 hours away from that.
Spinoza Rebezi, Friday night for new fellas. Yeah, that I'm looking forward to that. Whether I get to fully watch it now or I'll watch it in the morning. Well, I'm
Is the
saying the
question.
morning. It's the morning now, really, isn't it? But
Another phase in the morning.
the phase of the morning, yeah.
I think the real debate right now is will I go to bed or will I just power? I'm going to go to sleep. What am I kidding? No, I'm going to get raped into going about a Christmas tree if I'm awake, so I'm going to bed. Not happening. I'm not going to cut down a Christmas tree. That's not on the agenda.
Yeah, it's tough.
Is there anything about Riak's situation? Is he training with Billy? Has he left Boxer?
Yeah, I heard he was training with Billy, but then it's gone quiet. Lucas since then.
I was going to say I heard the Billy rumor. I think we shared it with each other, didn't we? Boxer.
Yeah. I'm gonna get him on again and chat to him, but I'm waiting for Bacoli fight news and I'm waiting for Crocker fight news before I ask him.
My understanding with his Boxer deal we can make was that it was a fight by fight deal. So as long as he was winning, of course, Ben was going to take the option to keep him going on. But I think after the Bill and Smith fight, he's just not renewed an option for another fight. It was never a long term deal. It was fight by fight, from what I understand. Which is, look, fair enough. That's the way a lot of promoters do it. But hard lines for Riakpor to go from getting your world title fight at Selhurst Park, having to go over to, is it Bulgaria he's fighting in next weekend? Riakpor?
No, he's fighting in Africa, wasn't he, or something? But
I'm gonna have
the Sissoko against Me Machine got cancelled, didn't it?
to. Where is he fighting? Yeah, his fight's been cancelled. He was, yeah, having to go overseas to fight off the back of what he's built up. But I think Ben's learned a few valuable lessons this year in keeping hold of fighters and the promotional side of things, without a
Yeah.
doubt. But yeah, Riakpor was, my understanding was Willem Smith is their premier British cruiserweight. Riakpor was on a fight by fight retainer. So he'll be picked up. Queensbury will pick him up. Matchroom will pick him up. Or he might become another Sauerland Bros fighter or Wasserman fighter. You know, I think the real question is how long do Wasserman stay in real boxing for? Real boxing for?
Yeah.
Frank, Yeah, Frank Warren's made a career out of it for 30, 40 years of knowing how to maneuver fighters, knowing what time to give them the fights. It's why he's the best, isn't it, mate?
100%. Yeah, exactly.
You know, the the
Yeah, I did see that, Dave. Actually, I noticed it in the week that it was on the schedule for tonight.
Jesus Christ.
Is it not the
Um,
full? It's the full title, isn't it, mate? I don't even think it's
I'm
the
pretty
interim.
sure
I
it's the
believe.
full.
I
I'm
believe
pretty
it's the
sure
full title.
I'm having a look for it now. Look, the renaissance of Frank Warren out in British boxing this year is high. It's far and
Yeah,
away. Queensbury have put on some of the best card. I put on the best domestic cast this year, haven't I? I don't even think that's close. I've got Lyndon Arthur as well, technically. Luca, I haven't know, but other than that, no, it is for the interim title, mate. The Rosowski fight for the interim WBC cruiserweight title. Yeah, they've got Charlie Edwards, they've got Harlem Eubanks, they've got Josh Kelly, they've got Lyndon Arthur, they've got Thomas Asomba. I mean, I can't think of anyone else. Think of any other Wasserman fighters, mate?
Wasserman fighters.
We're going to Lucas coming here. Kelly, Charlie
Kelly,
Edwards,
Charlie
Harlem
Edwards,
Eubank,
Harlem Eubank. They've got that.
Lyndon Arthur,
What's the kid who keeps co-main eventing on the cards?
Dan Howard. No, not Dan
Dan
Howard.
Howard.
Who's the
Dan
one I
Howard.
saw?
There's another
Who's the one
one
I
as
saw?
well.
Yeah, on the Charlie Edwards card.
Is it Thomas or something? What's
It's
his
I'm
name?
gonna have him in a second. I've got the last Edwards card up. Tom Wellens. Tom Welland, Atomic
Welland.
Tom.
Yeah, that's him. That's him.
He's only 20, Wellens. I knew he was young. I didn't realise he was only 20.
Yeah. I don't know, Dave, to be fair. I could have sworn I read it was for the full belt, but whoever's got that
Having
WBC belt's going to be paid handsomely to allow an undisputed fight very soon, I think.
having just looked on BoxRec, that's showing as it's for the interim title still, mate.
It is for the interim, okay. Must have read that wrong.
Is Lerone Richards still at Wasserman? Or is he a free agent again?
He got knocked out by Steve Woodall, didn't he?
He's now fighting Callum Simpson.
Callum Simpson, yeah, January.
Because I know Lerone's gone back to Dave Caldwell, so he's back in Sheffield training with Dave. Look, Lerone Richards' career, the illnesses he's had, the injuries he's had, a sort of look. He won a European title during, and again another fighter that picks up a belt during COVID and then hasn't pushed on.
Yeah.
He won that European title at their Matchroom's residency at Wembley, didn't he? You thought he was going to push
That's
on and
right.
just hasn't.
I'm trying to think.
But here's his
Yeah,
illness related, isn't it? He's had quite a lengthy illness layoff, hasn't he?
he did. Yeah. I'm trying to think
Can't
if there
think what
are
it
any
is.
more Wasserman fighters, but there genuinely isn't.
Liam Cameron's Mark Williamsbury. That's his first deal. I may regret doing this because I could go down a misfits rabbit hole, but who do Wasserman puts on their website? Wasserman boxing boxes. Nathan Gorman.
Is he with Wasserman?
Yep. He's actually the first fighter that comes up. Nathan Gorman. Ah, of course, the best named boxer around. Horny Harvey Horn. Great.
Love it.
That's a laugh of a man that needs caffeine at 2:30 in the morning when someone says that. No way you've just laughed.
Oh dear.
It's just that Wasserman is a mess. We know that they're 1.5 feet into the faux boxing world with misfits, and
Look, they're cleaning up on that misfit stuff. They're making a hell of
look,
a lot of money on it.
are they running down their Channel 5 deal? I know it's harsh to say, but their last main event was an 8 rounder
Probably.
for Harlem Eubank.
Yeah, they're
You
making
know,
so much money on that misfit stuff that they don't need to do anything else really.
they're making more money than they know what to do with.
Oh yeah,
Well, Cal we know what Cal is doing with his share of the money, but
Call's loving life. Gotta love Calla Saulin.
loving life and flipping 3 dimensions like he's a Jesus.
Big Calla. Right.
I see Sonny borrowed his fair coat offers for the his Charlie's fight against the Somba.
Yeah.
Went
Yeah,
into
that
Cal's
was
wardrobe.
sus at best, that was.
And then and then got Prince Patel kicked out and beaten up by security. Great night. No, Wasserman fighters, Lerone, is limited. But I mean, what's the attraction to go to Wasserman? You fight on channel. Josh Kelly's Wasserman.
What are you talking about, mate? Harlan Eubank, most viewed fight in the UK this year.
Don't make me swear. Josh Kelly's Wasserman, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go. But what is the attraction of fighting for them? Channel 5. If you're the
Your
main
guess.
event, you're going to be on at 10:30 at night.
Yeah, your guess is good as mine.
Or if you're on the undercard, you're either only going to be on YouTube or on 5 Action, which is, as I discovered the other week, doesn't have a HD channel. So it's it's like going back in time 10, 15 years. Fighters need promoting, fighters need exposure, but GBM are probably going to overtake Wasserman soon in terms of the UK pecking order, aren't they? If they haven't already.
Look, yeah, I don't think that's far fetched to say, to be honest with you.
Izzy just needs another card like he had in September where he put in the likes of Maxi Hughes and Hugh Fury and that on a card, and he's probably there. Let's tell you what, Lerone Richards is going to pop up on the GBM card at the start of next year. Because it's there on the screen. That's my prediction. We'll see him. Izzy will get him out. And we're still off.
Lerone's a good fighter.
Yeah. We're still good for press passes as well, Izzy. We'll do a bit of social media for you during fight week.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say, you're laughing, mate, but you'll be there.
Oh, yeah. Opening of an envelope.
Mate, always wanted to go out to Sheffield. I'm game for it.
Choi B's in the house. Big up Choi B. UFC main card about to start. Good stuff. We'll be over that later on after Paro.
Actually, how quick did those last few fights finish?
Nah, the last fight of the prelims is on now. Smith against
Reyes. Oh, to be fair, Luke did win him after 52 seconds of the first round.
That is right. Adrian Broner is Don King's go-to guy now.
I mean, I'm not saying it's a match made in heaven, but corruption meet corruption.
It definitely is a match made in heaven.
Rumour has it Daniel Dubois is still waiting for 80% of his purse from the Bryant fight.
Oh, God.
And that leisure centre is still waiting to get his roof fixed in Florida. But
Yeah.
I watched the McGuigan documentary. It was on BBC the other day, and it just reminded me when it's the night before the fight, and Dubois staring at the roof on the documentary and just watching this water fall through, probably thinking, "What am I doing here?" Not a lot goes through that bloke's head, but you can even tell he was
That's one of his best assets.
No. His best asset is those skin tight leggings he wears.
Oh, yeah.
How he gets into those leggings, I want to know.
With the brown leather jacket.
Right, sorry, I know what I want for Christmas. Some Nike leggings and a brown leather jacket.
Yeah.
And I'm going to pair it.
Thanks for tuning in, my friend. Yes.
And I'm going to take fashion advice from Chris Mannix and pair it with a pair of blue leather boots. That'll be the look, mate.
Oh, yes. right, Liam, I'll tell you where I'm at, mate. It's coffee time. I'll be back.
Yeah, yeah, go, yeah. I promise you. I promise we still have a stream when you get back. No, I'm winding you up, you know. But no, I agree with the last comment here. LeBron is making this fight look easy. He's boxing and moving. Don't like the fact he's in the corner here though, but he feels like he's comfortable, doesn't he? As we have 2 rounds to go in the co-main out in Puerto Rico. Matchroom's second to last card of the year. They finish their year off in Monaco next weekend. Where MJ is the main event. How's people scoring this fight? So we can get a gauge in the room for when Sam gets back as well. That's what we'd like to do. So if you've got any keeping any scorecards, drop them in the comments for us. Anyone that's with us that's not following the channel, please make sure you give a subscribe. Weekly No Punches Pulled podcast on a Tuesday, fight predictions, watch-alongs, reacting to the latest breaking news that comes out. Everything's covered on this channel. So Sam will appreciate having you along for the ride if you want to help him push towards 900 subscribers as we look to round out 2024 on a big finish. As we move in to round number 9 of this co-main event, super featherweight division. Plenty of fringe international belts except from the line. Diaz has shown the signs of a frustrated fighter now. He knows the fight's not going his way, so he's reverting to roughhouse shithousery as opposed to abiding by the Queensbury rules, isn't he? That's where he's at now in this fight. Can't say what's happened in the first half of round number 9 here. Blood is pouring from LeBron's forehead where that cut's been opened up by Diaz's roughhouse tactics. Dave, I made this argument earlier that Torres Jr. needs to be stepped up and stepped up next year. I mean, no disrespect to his opponent tonight, but as I was saying, he literally looked like Butterbean Jr. Wasn't anything resembling a serious, challenging looking fighter for him. He needs to be stepped up first half of next year. Give him a 10-rounder main event against Charles Martin, someone of that ilk. Dominic Brazil, if he's still around, I believe he is. We're not asking him to take on world beaters, but Dominic Brazil, former 2-time world title challenger, Charles Martin walked this earth like a god when he won the IBF title. So a victory over one of them two would surely do him more good than carrying on, passing out his record against no hopers that are just there to try and get through the rounds, if that makes sense. I completely agree with you, but trying to predict what Bob Aaron's going to do with his fighters is a game that never ends well for anyone, really. Yeah, I would like to see him steps up, but time will tell. If he is steps up, then yeah, Charles Martin, Dominic Brazil would be a good step up for me. Across 10 rounds, with what phase of the career both of them are in, you'd expect Torres to win, but they should also be able to ask him questions. Yeah, I saw that as well, mate. You can always tell when a fighter's frustrated when he's, literally begging his opponents to come and meet him in the middle of the ring for a fight when it's not going his way. So showing a replay here of the head clash. See LeBron knew instantly that the cut had opened up down the middle of his forehead. If that was earlier in the fight, it would possibly be more of an issue than it's going to be now as we enter the final 3 minutes. All roads pointing towards Paro and Hitchins after this. Again, if you're new in the chat, let us know your predictions for the main event. Me and Sam are both siding with the champion Liam Paro, but you can see a path where Hitchins wins the fight. Absolutely. We were having this conversation earlier. The final 3 minutes are underway. See if Diaz does decide to throw the kitchen sink at it rather than goading and rough ass tactics, but see if he's actually got anything left in him. As Chris Mannix's scorecard flashes up on the screen at 88-83 to LeBron. Certainly one of his best ones, without saying too much else. Oh, good shot there from Diaz, actually. He's letting his hands go a bit more here. But he doesn't have much choice. He needs the stoppage. He's definitely not going to pick up a victory by leaving it in the hands of the judges. So he needs to go for broke here as we enter the last 2 minutes. LeBron chilling up well on the ropes, but he needs a bit more movement. He can't allow himself to get trapped in the corner as he nearly has done here. Diaz coming forward, but they're single shots. Combination work from Diaz wouldn't go amiss here, but they're single shots when he's throwing, and that's given LeBron time to counter and get on his bike out of it. He's just made Diaz miss with 2 right hands over the top. Turns for the left hand himself. Under 90 seconds to go here. If I'm LeBron, I'm getting on my bike and dancing around and frustrating Diaz for what's left of this fight. If there's an opening there, take it, but there's no need to do anything stupid at this point, is there? Like I said earlier, mate, I can see that happening, but just something in me is telling me that Paro's going to show his class again as he has done in his last few outings, but wouldn't surprise me at all to see Paro winning. Sorry to see Hitchins winning. Paro is my prediction. 30 seconds left here. It's been a...
How are we?
Well, we've got 15 seconds left, mate. And to be honest, LeBron's won this comfortably. Diaz has resorted to shit house tactics of headbutting and all sorts. That's where the cuts opened up from on LeBron's forehead. It's come from a headbutt.
Prince Charles Martin. What a guy.
I answered this and said if him or Dominic Brazil still around, that is, as a 10 rounder, a better step up than feeding him Butterbean Juniors all over again. I'm padding his record out. That's me being honest about it. I'd rather see those opportunities go to him. Right.
Going on my TV.
Caffeine. What is this called? Do you want Paris to win Liam, or don't you have a dog in the fight?
Do you want Paro to win Liam, or don't you have a dog in the fight?
I side with Paro more, but I'd be equally as happy seeing Hitchins win. But as I said earlier, I think whoever wins this fight should be pointed in the direction of Jack Castle. I do wonder if he's more likely to get the fight if Hitchins wins than Paro, because Paro's plan is at home, coming back at home. So possibly with my Brit hat on, Hitchins winning would give us Castle getting his title shot. But it's one of the best fights that's been made this year. It's an intriguing battle.
Yeah, I think that's a good fight. I just left my phone, mate. 2 seconds.
Yeah, you're good, mate. I need more caffeine. We wait for the scorecards. Shouldn't imagine it'll be a unanimous, fairly wide decision in LeBron's favour here, but don't want to hit the win. He's got he's got a very he's got a very good chance of winning it. That's the thing. If if Liam Paro has an off night, or if he's taking his eye off the ball since becoming a world champion, then he's in for a tough long night. It's no doubt about it. I've shown a few highlights here. We're still waiting for the scorecard. Cards to be read. Paris makes a pass for the conversion trial review. That's the thing, mate. I think we know Paro's going to get moved towards Australian homecoming. George Kambosis has just signed on a co-pro with Matchroom. So
yeah, I agree with 4-5 block. Actually, I really don't want to see Cambos just get a Paro fight if he wins either. And I'm a fan of Cambos. I like him. He'll fight anyone, but Paro would run through him.
I don't want to see Kambosis get the opportunity either, but I think we know that's where it's going, sadly. And every so often, this is the side of boxing that, don't know about you, mate, does my head in when certain fighters are maneuvered into co-pros or moved to work with certain promoters to make certain things happen that don't necessarily deserve to be happening. Look, Kambosis had to fight of his life against Tio Lopez, but
yeah, look, he's cashed in on that Lopez fight. Credit to him.
But since then, he's come up short against Devin Haney twice because he managed to include a BS rematch clause in that contract, and he was stopped by Loma, and Loma doesn't stop anyone. That's no disrespect to Kambosis. Loma isn't known to
stop. You're right. The Devin Haney fight was to secure the money. Yeah, he does. Max, you get through Gary Colley next week, Dave, and then Mr. Kambosis owes him a rematch.
I would hazard a guess that Oklahoma is not somewhere that Maxie Hughes is ever going to be visiting on holiday after what happened last summer.
Uh-huh.
That was a disgusting robbery. That was you can't even call it a hometown decision. Kambosis fighting in Texas, for God's sake. It's not even American. It was a disgusting decision. As LeBron is, given a fringe belt from every single governing body. Man's a man. Right, I'm going to go get myself some more caffeine, mate.
20-0 LeBron?
Yeah.
So, what did you say, mate?
I'm going to go get myself some more caffeine when you're back.
Cool.
Oh. What were the scorecards in that, actually? 4-4-5 block. We obviously don't have a sound on. So what were the scores? I'm assuming it was unanimous.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad little fight, that, to be fair.
Diaz just lost his head, and that's where all the headbutt and stuff was coming from. LeBron stuck to a game plan for the 10 rounds. And, actually, that's what that was. But I don't know what if this moves LeBron closer to a fight for a world title with Super Fever. If he does, be interested to see how he gets on. But yeah, it's not one we're going to be telling Joe to go back and watch. That's for sure. No disrespect.
Definitely. Well, this main event time very soon. I'll wait for you to come back and wait for the ring walks, and then we'll switch stream for that one.
Yeah, let's do it. Give me a sec.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking the closer it gets about Hitchins winning myself, but I'm going to stick with Paro late stoppage because I've said it all week. Yeah, round 10, Liam Paro stops Hitchins. Hopefully the ring walks aren't too far away. It's 11 p.m. local time, so Dominic Reyes just beat Anthony Smith for anyone that cares in the UFC. Just watch that. We'll wait for Hitchins Paro. Oh, that was brutal as well. Yeah, we'll just switch over to another stream very briefly when Liam comes back for the main event, and we'll build up to that. So if anyone that's with us that wants to stay with us for Liam Paro versus Richardson Hitchins, I'll give the warning up when we switch. Right, mate. Hopefully we're not too far away from some Paro and Hitchins action here, but won't count my chickens too soon.
Getting cold. Time for a blanket. Oh, turn the fire off. It's finally cooled down in it. Oh.
Yeah, it's getting a bit chilly.
It is, and I've just left my hoodie out in the kitchen as well, so I'm gonna have it out for me. Oh. Should have grabbed it. Oh. Did I hear you nearly
battered Anthony Smith in the UFC?
Did I hear you nearly wanted to change your prediction while I was making a cover?
No. I can't. I've said Paro for too long now. Although, as the closer it gets.
What were the cards, mate? You say they were accurate. What were they? About 7-3,
8-2? Those cards were accurate. 4-5 black. Yeah, I agree with that. We're gonna go UFC 4-5 block just because I want to get a little look at the main fights there. But if maybe some Navarrete Valdez potentially. But look, it's still up in the air right now. Just gonna see.
I'd like to do Navarrete Valdez if I can, but see where it fits in the UFC.
Yeah, we'll see what the slots fit.
Any Americans watching? Yes, it is bloody Baltically cold in the UK at the moment.
Yeah.
Just realising getting here wraps up. This headphones, Jim. It's really hurting my ear. I can't not have it in. We switching over streams, mate. We're gonna do it now or wait till we
Yeah, well, just as whenever we get close, I'll stick it over. Definitely. I'm still in the adverts at the minute.
I've already seen that. What makes it interesting for me, mate, is Navarrete that I lost in the draw since then. He's now coming back down in weight. It's never spoken about enough. That can impact a fighter, but Valdez is good enough that if Navarrete's slightly off, he'll make him pay.
Yeah, I see a decent decision again for Navarrete. That's my personal take.
Saying all that, my money is on Navarrete to do it again. Dillian White's next Sunday as well, mate.
What's that? Oh yeah, Dillian White's on Sunday. Yeah.
White. I'm at a Christmas party next Sunday. That's a shame. I'm gonna miss that.
Yeah,
a Christmas party with free bars. Yeah, Christmas party, free bar for 6 hours. So unfortunately, I'm gonna be.
Yeah, can't argue with that, can you?
Drinking lemonade all night, definitely.
Cannot argue with that. Where are we? Right, come on, let's get on with it now.
Right, the area when Addy show, no one cares about. Let's just give us. There's not even a referee in the ring yet, mate. I think we've got a bit of a wait. From the wide shot they've just shown us, there's no referee even standing there in the ring. That man just doesn't bruise me better. Okay, they've got Eddie Hearn talking. They got Eddie Hearn talking to Chris Mannix, which means something's going to be getting announced.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah, he has. They both got granite chins, actually, to be fair. 445 block, definitely. Navarrete's chin is incredible.
Can't believe we're 2 weeks away from Fury Usyk 2.
Yeah, man, that uppercut was peach, wasn't it, from Fury?
It really was. I may have refused to go to a 45th wedding anniversary party because I didn't want to miss this fight card. I can neither confirm nor deny if I left my Martina by myself.
Necessary.
No comment necessary. But a large Domino's and a 10-pack of beer were enjoyed that night. I can't say any worse. But no, it's just look. It was. We knew we get a rematch, but wondered if we get a rematch because it's in the contract as opposed to how good the first fight was.
Yes.
The reality is the first fight deserves a rematch on its own, and we'd be asking for it anyway, if that makes sense.
100%.
I'm going to watch it back during the week, forget all the hyperbole about the knockdown, and just watch it, score it as the fight. It was that 9th round skews a lot of people's opinions, doesn't it?
Definitely. True Valdez didn't get finished after Navarrete since he took his belt, gave that man all good old fashioned ass whooping because he to go back down in weight. Yeah, he has Navarrete. Yeah, that's right. He's fighting at 135. I'm out, wasn't he?
Which is why Valdez has got the interim WBO title, which is how this rematch has come around. Because of course the WBO want to unify the actual champion and the interim champions. Which again, the bollocks of boxing and its belts is there for us to see.
Yeah. There's no sign of Diamante going into the ring yet, which is never good.
There's nothing, mate. I don't think the way it all depends how he done it and how long did he allow himself to allow his body to enjoy being up in rate before and after the fight, if that makes sense. Crush it. But Navarrete should win tonight. It's not the sexiest fight of the night across the boxing and the UFC, but Valdez winning would be an upset without being like a, oh my god, I didn't see that coming upset, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Sounds like a fence or something's falling down out there. I can't be asked to move to check. Too many belts. There needs to be one champion per division. It's why the model of the UFC. This last comment is why the model of the UFC is so superior, mate. One champion per division. Interim belts are a once in a blue moon thing. You don't get them flipping slats on all the time. It's what helps make the UFC a superior model. There was talk in the summer about Uncle Turkey Super Fight League. That's the unofficial name for it. But I think there's, as great as it would be to see that, there's too much BS and too much politics to make it work in boxing. You've got too many men in grey suits that like taking 3% to allow it to happen. That's my 2 pence worth on it. I'd love to see the Super Fight League, but too much politics and BS in boxing. It's not as straightforward as UFC.
Yeah, if only it could all work like that, mate. The sport would be a better place.
If the world were like that, I'd be 6'5" and 6-pack and decent arms on me. But you know, life ain't fair. I'm 5'7". I fill in for England here. They're now talking about Bivol and Beterbiev.
Yes, the weight thing would be a big deal, to be honest. Maybe spend one. Yeah. Too many
Tell you
belts.
what, Chris Mannix's awful suit looks worse with him standing next to Eddie Hearn like this. It was worse when you could. It was worse when you could see the shoes. I don't know. I think the directors actually said cut their feet out because, yeah, Chris Mannix. What's he good for? Can anyone tell me in the comments what Chris Mannix is good for? Let's take a straw poll while we're waiting. See who can actually come up with something.
Oh, come on, lads. Why are we filling so much?
This main event was meant to be 3 a.m. There's no referee in the ring. There's no Diamante. All you do is run it us closer into Volkev and Gan.
Yeah, they probably know that the Navarrete Valdez fight's nowhere near, so they're not in a rush at all. They're probably like running down the minutes, if anything, at this point.
To be fair, Paro looks ready to go. I like seeing that Liam's ready to go. I look at it as in ready to walk out. I think he's closer than we think. Paro's manager's Katie Taylor's manager, Brian Peters, isn't it?
Brian, yes, that's right. I saw him in the build-up.
Who also works with Jai Apataya, trying to connect everyone he works with. He also works with Jai Apataya.
Yeah, he's got some stable.
He racks up some air miles as well for a Cork native as he is.
Yeah,
Right, in Australia, New Zealand, all over the gap. Pretty sure. I don't think he is now, but he was involved with Adesanya in the UFC at one point as well.
Yes, I think so.
Don't think he still is. I think when he beat Robert Whittaker, Peters was involved then.
I think he does. He obviously does shrewd business, mate, for sure.
Gonna slide into his DMs and get some business advice.
That's it.
Right, what are they showing now? Oh, they're showing the same promo we've seen 4 times already tonight.
Hope Hitch doesn't win. He's bad for boxing. 4-4-5 block says.
I would like to see Paro win, but for us as a British point of view, 4-4-5 block, Hitchins winning probably gives Jack Casserole a shot at getting a world title fight. Paro is going to be sent back to Australia to get his homecoming. Hitchins will more than likely defend against Jack Casserole, which for us as Brits is the long overdue shot. For everyone that's been with us as we're taking close to nearly 3 hours, Sam and myself appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Big help keeping us awake and functioning.
That long.
Considering the qualities of fights haven't been the best on this undercard, it's been good fun.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, hopefully we're closing in on the main event here.
Can you just? I don't want to see an aerial shot of Puerto Rico. I just want to see Diamante in the ring.
Look, yeah, I hope he does as well. I hope Asakura wins. We need new life in that division, man.
Yeah, that is. I mean, that division is so stale and stagnated that new life. Yeah, you just said it. New life is needed.
Yeah,
The,
million
the
percent.
issue. The issue is though, there's not a lot of new life. There's new life. The chances of us seeing Pantoja and Ashoka fight 2, even 3, 4 times is probably quite high, and that's the issue with the lower weight divisions.
Certified Pantos are here. Jesus, now they've got more. Oh, Diamante is in the ring now, at least.
You never know. By the time we move streams, they might go to David in the ring.
Yeah, look, we'll move stream now. I may as well. Anyone that's with us, we're just momentarily moving on to a stream, so just 30 more seconds. Catch us, and we'll